Oh,
No.
No.
I've been there almost 6
And
months
we
and
are live.
okay.
Oh, hi.
I
hello.
You were
Never
there for
mind.
6 months?
None of your business.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna sit here just rolling my die by myself.
now you know how I feel walking into conversations being the
know.
DM.
Very true. Very true.
You know, it'll probably be a good
Hi.
thing if I open chat or open the web page in general.
You know what?
Not
Probably good
necessary.
idea. Me
One
too.
Look,
brain cell. I thought the same thing. I was like, why don't I
Yep.
have the chat open?
my brain cell is not working today. I tried fast forwarding a live stream earlier, so
Oh, fun. How'd
yeah,
that work out for you?
it didn't.
How strange.
Yeah. There we go. Perfect. That's how we do it. All right. Hi, guys. It's been a hot minute. How are you guys doing?
Alive?
Hey.
Been a day.
Clearly not the question to ask everybody today.
I think that sums it up
Really?
quite well.
Well, I am doing great, so there we go. One of us has
There
to be
we
good.
go.
I'm doing great.
You know what my dinner is?
Candy?
Gingerbread chai and cookies.
Wow.
I'm not much better. I got coffee and goldfish.
Oh,
Recently
does the
started
salt work?
I recently started on white chocolate chais. They're actually really good.
You'll work with what you got.
It's fair. It's fair. Yeah, that's kind of what I got. Oh,
Yeah,
I'll
I
just
got
have
it.
something after the episode.
I got a new Gamer Subs flavor, so that's interesting.
What flavor
I
is
wanna
that?
know.
Well, the actual flavor is peach tea and lemonade. But
Oh.
but of course, because they're shit posters, the flavor on the can is called lean. But what confuses me is Joe Biden's on the cover, and I'm not really sure why.
Okay.
Like, I don't really know, but you know, sure.
Oh, okay.
I can imagine maybe a couple. I don't know. I got nothing.
I didn't question it. They're like, here's a new flavor. I'm like, okay, I'll try it.
Okay. Is the flavor good at least?
Yeah. Like, I didn't know what to expect. I had to look it up. And they're like, oh yeah, it's peach tea and lemonade.
I mean, you have to look
good,
up most of
actually.
their stuff, to be honest.
Yeah, it's so it's an Arnold Palmer, but with peach tea.
Oh, okay. See, that's
Yeah,
kind
that
of
sounds delicious.
cool. All right.
Makes my melty cheese sandwich sound pretty luxurious. I don't know.
But yes. Hi, everyone. How y'all doing today? I already did that. Anyway, moving on.
Yeah, we're past there.
We're past that. See, brain. This is my brain on not enough drugs, maybe. I don't know.
This is your brain on
drugs,
D&D.
please. This is my brain on starting to get on D&D. There we go. But
This is also your brain on BDD.
you guys may have noticed that we slightly changed the layout. Athelia technically is not back yet. Wait. Hold on. Everyone talk real quick.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hi.
1, 2, 1, 2 testing.
I just charged my headset and now it's giving me the indication that they're dying. These
This
are
is
brand
why
new.
this is why I use it. This is why I use the wire headset. I don't trust anything that's wireless. I hate the fact that my PS5 controller is wireless.
No, everything wired for me, please and thank
Yep.
you.
Yep.
Here I'm looking to switch to a wireless headset just because that way if I have to go deal with the baby, it can come with me.
Cannot recommend.
Otherwise, I come
I'll
back and I
highly
start messaging
recommend this
Zora
one.
like, what did I miss?
I can't hear y'all, but I know you can
We
hear
weren't
me.
talking.
We weren't
So
talking.
just fill in the silence. Until I get
Okay.
this fixed.
I mean, that we can do. That we can do.
Mm-hmm.
As we all sit here in silence.
No,
Exactly.
I've had fun designing the stuff for the game on the 25th. That is going to be a blast.
Ooh, I'm excited for that. That's going to be a lot of fun.
Yes, it is. I'm excited for it too.
I loved how Session 0 just turned into a literal just shit post.
I
Wait,
mean, look.
I mean,
It was just
I mean,
me.
look.
It was just me and Tilt sending Senator
Okay.
Armstrong shit posts back and forth to each other.
I mean,
yeah.
look. It was not inaccurate.
Oh.
Let's be real.
It's like
Are you talking about-
yeah. It's like your character just became Senator Armstrong.
Pretty much at this
God.
point.
I'm excited to see
his college
exactly-
football years. Senator Armstrong, the college football years.
The high school football years.
Yep.
Which, by the way, we did our little session 0 to kind of like figure some things out, and that's gonna be fun in the next couple of weeks when we.
Oh
The funny
yeah.
thing- the funny thing is I still need to determine the location that we're starting. Like
Oh,
if I
there you
want to make up a city, or if I want to use an actual location. I'm thinking of just making up a city and just putting it somewhere randomly in a state,
That
and
works.
just say, fuck off. We're using BC
Gotham.
geography. Yeah,
Mm.
Yeah.
I mean, Gotham's fake. We all know it's pretty much New York, but
it's Chicago.
Yeah.
Oh, is it Chicago?
Gotham
Oh.
is Chicago. New York is Metropolis.
Oh, Metropolis was. Thank you.
Really?
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
I remember now. Metropolis was. I had them flip flopped. Yep.
I
Metropolis
think I
is
got
New York.
trolled because in the live action movies they use New York for Gotham.
They did.
The only
They-
difference
they
is
did,
Gotham has
yeah.
cheaper rent.
Which I mean, look.
Look,
not
when
wrong.
How
everybody
dare you
dies
put us in that
constantly.
light? And we're all like,
I mean,
Chicago, we already know.
let's be
Chicago.
honest. As Canadians here, we get trolled every time we see a city in a movie and it's said to be an American city, and we're like, "No, that's Toronto
Yep.
or that's Vancouver."
Very
Yep.
true.
Literally all of Supernatural. It's like
Yeah.
you're in BC.
Oh,
Quit
it's
lying to
Canada.
us.
It's Canada. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, every time they're
Yeah.
like, we're in the wilderness of this state, and it's like, that's BC.
Yeah,
Yeah, you're in
that's
British
just
Columbia.
dumb.
We're in Texas. That ain't Texas.
99% of the
Lost
time.
Girl- Lost Girl was entirely filmed in Canada.
My
They
favorite
kept
is the
saying, like,
99.
oh yeah, we're in certain place. We're in LA at one point. I'm like, you're in Canada still.
No.
99% of the time, if the movie
Silly.
says it's in Washington, it's in Canada. It's in Vancouver.
That's like have you guys ever seen, I think the movie's Dante's Peak? It's an older movie about the a volcano erupting in
Yep.
a town. Funny enough, that's Wallace. That's a very, very tiny town in Idaho. I've visited, my aunt used to live there. And it's funny because as a kid, I'm just like, oh man, this movie's like kind of freaky. Oh, okay, that's terrifying. And then I go there and I'm like, fucking Photoshop. There is no volcano here. But the town was real. They filmed everything in that town. It's just obviously they just slap a volcano there. I'm like, okay. Sure.
Why not?
And then
That
here we
is-
build fake towns for movie sets like Corner Gas. Right.
Yep, there you go. But you
Great
know what we
show, by
also
the
make
way.
up? Stories we make along the way here.
Do we?
Improv. I don't know if that segued really well.
I
but
like
I'm
the
just gonna roll
segue
with it.
trans-
I
Transition
didn't know
back to
where
the
you were
session.
going with that one.
It segued enough.
It segued enough back to the game. As yes, so last where we left off, you guys were able to save Brachus from the brink of death. Came back to the light where you were able to collect most of the pieces by this strange radiation golem of some sort. Thanks to Vera and Acelia collecting everything while everyone else kind of recovered. Over time, also thanks to Riley, we're able to kind of help Mel with her radiation sickness, knowing that she would still need some medical attention topside. As you guys did decide it was time to go back to the surface and figure out what the next course of action is now that you have acquired what you needed to exact your revenge, so to speak. But as you guys make it up to the top, you come across a strange new cryopod that was buried in the snow or in the ice, really, for a predetermined amount of time that Vera was able to lift up thanks to the gravity mines that you had. And once you popped it open, out popped a giant geth. Some of you knowing exactly what this creature is as a robotic man with standing very, very tall and an ocular eye, just kind of staring at you all, calling himself Omen. Starganza, thank you so much for the raid. Welcome. And you guys kind of were on the fence as to what to do with this mechanical giant as Brockus, in dad fashion, just decided, I'm going to adopt you. While Vera and some of the others were not so sure. But either way, you guys decide that it's probably best to discuss this back at the facility, so you're not in the middle of the frozen planet, especially with that creature not far behind you guys. You guys don't know how fast it is, because twice you decided to elude my creature. Sad.
We like to do random things to your creatures. We either elude them or we hold them in places they can't.
No,
do shit.
I'm proud of you guys. I'm proud of you guys. I'm just sad because I don't get to see what they can do. Or you guys just stop me before I can. So yes, you guys decide to buckle them in to the Mako. Of course, Vera watching very closely at both your two newest companions. As you decide to see what's going to happen next as you guys start to slowly approach the facility. That being said, I'm trying some new music. Roll with me. We'll see how we do. I'm doing better. Tavish, thank you so much for that follow. All right. So you guys are in the Mako. The facility, as you can see, the towers that you saw before with the different bridges connecting the different facilities. You probably still have another 20-ish minutes before you actually arrive to your destination. But the inside of the Mako feels uncomfortable. As, again, some of you don't know how you feel about this new companion. Some of you have never even heard of Geth before. But thankfully so far Mel is maintaining her sickness. She still definitely needs to be medically treated properly, but she's not throwing up, so even with the movement, Brockus, you don't have to worry about cleaning up any messes. You know what I mean? Wink. In the
Wait,
Mako.
why does Brockus have to clean up the messes?
Because everyone knows they're gonna make you do it because you're in charge of it.
Mm-hmm. Hey, it's not the worst thing we've done in the Mako.
I was just gonna,
No, it's not. Oh my god.
suggest, making the Roomba with a gun clean it.
There you go. Yeah.
Pause.
So what are you guys doing in the Mako before you approach? Is it just dead,
Okay.
awkward silence the
I
whole
know-
time?
I know we joke about the Mako just being a giant station wagon.
Not
Is
this
there,
one. This
like-
is the nicer one.
Yeah, I know. Is there like a rear
This
view
is the-
mirror or anything like I
the
can like
ne-
look up at to see what everybody's doing in the
Yes,
back?
there's a rear view mirror. Yes.
Okay. So I think like every now and then like Brock's just gonna like look up at the rear view mirror just to make sure that nobody's trying to murder one another.
You do see Vera, clear as day, because I'm pretty sure Vera's not hiding it. I don't think you said your gun was out. I think you just said you had your hand on the holster.
Yeah, she's sitting across from our two new companions, so she can have eyes on both of them. And she's basically treating it like this is a prison transport.
Yeah, so you can see very clearly, there's no weapon out, but she has her eyes fixated on technically both Omen and Riley, as you can see her eyes shifting every so often between the two. Focusing on
Vera-
Omen.
Vera, neither of them are going to try to jump over and eat your face. You can calm down.
You can't be sure of that.
Well, I can. Humans don't have the jaw power to eat your face, and last time I checked, Geth don't have mouths.
Yes.
Could be figurative, though. They could attack at any moment, either one of them.
Yes.
See?
I don't doubt that, but at the same time, it would most definitely be mutually assured destruction.
This unit has no reason for offense.
See? No reason for offense.
Yes, I've heard that line before, right before a human attacked one of my friends, Brockus.
I don't think Riley's going to do that. And Omen's not human. Why is everybody so tense? I mean, successful mission. We got the radioactive things that we needed. Only I almost died. The win.
The mission was a success, but we're carrying with us a war machine. And I know humans aren't the galaxy's enemies at the moment, but Brockus, you have to admit, it was not a very pleasant introduction.
Is that before or after you shot the railgun at him?
Both?
Seems like the one that has the issue. I mean, you say we're carrying a war machine. For all intents and purposes, we're driving a war machine. The ship that we fly is most definitely a war machine.
Yes, but the Mako and the ship aren't sentient.
How do you know?
Well, if they are, they hide it very well.
Maybe to lure you into a false sense of security.
For all we know, the ship could be sentient. I mean, really, nobody knows anything about the ship.
Oh, that would be so cool if my ship was
It
sentient.
would not.
You say
Yeah.
that
When-
in the ship, all of a sudden you hear an audible click clack because it looks like
When
it's
you
gone.
mention that the ship could be sentient, the Geth will look like that. It would be so cool if the ship could be sentient. The Geth will look at the Mako's command pod where you're currently sitting and driving, and just flat tone that can be arranged.
Brockus kind of like looks over at Omen. Explain.
So I'll give it a quick, compact explanation, but the machine itself will probably do this in a much lengthier and more convoluted way, but
It's okay. Brockus probably won't understand a damn thing he says.
so
Jamar translates it in simple terms, and you're just like, still got nothing.
So long story short, he'll give you a quick explanation and say, in short, I could copy selective processes aboard your ship's computer, granting it limited intelligence.
That may be useful.
It may also be against galactic law.
Go with the law talk again.
And Zuna kind of just like chimes in a little bit, going, "It's a little different than the VI systems that are used on all ships, really. And I mean, your ship already has a VI system. Is this just a more enhanced version of a VI system, maybe?
I thought
You
you
wanna
were
go
a
that way?
scientist.
I'm just very uncomfortable in this situation. I'm just trying to help in any way, probably making it worse. I'm just gonna shut up.
When
She's
she
petting
mentions
Mel's hair.
it being a system upgrade, is she in the Mako with us?
Zuna?
Yes.
Yeah, she's
Okay.
she's in the back seat where Mel is laying down. Mel's
Right, she was
head
with Mel.
is basically Mel's head is basically in her lap and just trying to help keep her steady. Kind of using her biotics to keep her head kind of cool. Kind of like the whole wet rag thing, but with biotics. As she's trying to keep her steady as she's laying out in the back seat. So yeah, so she's in the very back.
As you basically translate what the machine was trying to say to English, well, not English, but it's a language everybody understands here. It's going to kind of turn its lifeless eye to her, its optic thing, and you can see the lens kind of like zooming in and out, almost like it's trying to like adjust the field of view to like zoom you in a little bit. And it's going to say, precisely, a system upgrade.
See? It's an upgrade. These are still legal. People VIs all the time. Right? Yeah.
They do, but not into AIs.
Kid,
That is
No,
illegal.
that's illegal. Yeah, no, that's illegal. But this isn't an AI, is it?
If it's sentient, it is.
Yeah, it's. I mean, for some reason VIs do have their own thought process, but it's more of a computer
They have
analytic
awareness,
sort of. Yeah.
but not sentience.
So as you guys are kind of
No.
like debating the whole thing, the Geth is gonna turn to the Turian here, and same thing, lifeless eye kind of just adjusting, the lens, and the faceplate's kind of clicking and shifting a little bit as it looks at the Turian, almost for an uncomfortably long amount of time, and then it'll simply say, "We are not AI. We are Geth."
Geth are AI. You're sentient machines.
Wrong. We are Geth.
And Geth are AI.
We are a collective of programs.
You're not wrong.
Individual programs separate us sufficiently, and our cognitive processes are limited.
Yes, I don't think anyone's refuting that.
I propose installation of selective amounts of programs.
Right, but if it gets to the point where the ship is sentient, then it becomes an AI. If it has awareness, it's still a VI, but sentience, something else entirely.
So
That
what's
is
wrong
true.
with things gaining sentience? At that point, don't they have their own lives?
Well, it becomes wrong because it's against galactic law, Brockus.
Galactic law seems to have a lot of.
Galactic law is in place because somebody, somewhere, did the dumb thing that killed a lot of people, and then the rest of us are like, hey, that's a dumb thing. Let's make a law to stop that from happening again.
Let's make a law to genetically cleanse people.
Well, that was less a law and more
It was legal though.
warfare. And I don't think anyone... Well, no, that's not true. Some people do think it's okay.
What I'm saying is, don't stick to the galactic law so close. It has its issues.
Well, of course it does.
What's
But
wrong with Omen here deciding that they are a being, that they aren't some rogue AI or some evil machine that has turned against their creators?
Well, I don't think there's anything inherently wrong with that side of it. I think it becomes wrong when we decide that we can suddenly create these beings. whenever and however we want.
So when you say that, it looks at you once more and it says, therefore, by your logic, my creators were wrong. The Quarians, the genocider creators, were wrong.
No, because they didn't intend on doing it.
But they
It was
did it
just-
anyway.
A byproduct. It was something that came about after creating enough of you, and enough of you joined together and formed your hive mind, or whatever you want to call it, that gave you that sentience. It wasn't a deliberate action on their part to create you as sentient creatures. They created you and you later became sentient. But if we are creating things with the intent of making them sentient, that's when it becomes problematic.
I mean, I hate to be the historian here, but it's because of that. That war is because why it was the Citadel was like, yeah, we probably shouldn't do that anymore. Yeah.
But none of us here are talking about creating a new AI or anything of that sort.
But we just were about the ship.
Just like, you know, how
I'm still
cool we
talking
are
about the
between
ship.
it.
And
Omen,
Brockus,
okay.
Brockus just gives like a smart ass smile, just signaling to Vera that he intentionally did that just to rile her up.
Let's be honest, it's not hard to rile her up.
No. Brockus is just like, let's do the illegal thing, and that's all he has to do.
So Lieutenant Vera, you seem to have a bit of a philosophical bent. I have a question for you, if you would entertain it.
Suppose can't exactly go anywhere at the moment, so ask away.
All right. So you're saying that it's wrong to create sentient beings and that there is a galactic law in place. Exactly what are the boundaries of this galactic law? How far does this extend in the universe?
Well, it extends to the boundaries of the galaxy.
Uh-huh. So what happens if in another galaxy it's not wrong and they do a little intergalactic travel? Then what?
Well, we have no jurisdiction over other galaxies. So,
Okay. So let's pose that a sentient life form comes from another galaxy to ours that has been artificially created, and they have let's say they're rather talented in warfare. If we have not done any research or explored the creation of sentience, how do we defend ourselves then?
I suppose that depends on the type of warfare that they're talented in, and if they're bringing that warfare to our doorstep in a hostile manner.
Yes. But don't you think, therefore, that sometimes exploring something for the sake of improving knowledge in a controlled situation is perhaps a wise thing to do? Because not only does it help you to learn more and understand more, but it prepares you for some eventualities that may occur the more we explore the galaxy and push to the edges of it.
Well, I agree that exploring these things in a controlled environment is going to be beneficial. However, history shows us that controlled environments very, very rarely tend to stay controlled.
I think this is the most you've ever talked to Riley, Vera. This is exciting. You can speak to each other. That's a thing, right?
Perhaps
Do
we
you
should
agree or disagree?
remain silent for the rest of the trip.
I mean,
no, read it like
it-
that. No, please talk.
No, Z, it's okay. It takes some time, but once they start warming up to each other, Vera's a big softie.
Uh,
Definitely seen it.
No, my plating is quite tough. It's not soft.
Confirmed. The Turian does seem to have soft, round edges.
No, my. Do you not see the ridges? Are you saying my ridges are rounded?
Vera, it's a human phrase. Being a big softy means you are warm and embracing.
Nice side.
I
You-
think that
you-
perfectly describes you.
You put on a cold, a harsh exterior, but once people get to know you, you're as friendly as a kitten.
That's
A what?
the little hairy one, right?
Yes, the little fur balls with legs.
Well, I'm afraid I don't have any hair on me.
I don't
Oh.
think that's what it means, but yes. Yes.
Does
Well,
this
once
one need
again,
examining for
Lieutenant-
genetic anomalies?
Lieutenant Vera, this would be another one of those scenarios where potentially in the future, if you were interested, I could work with you to understand better human expressions and why they seem to get, well, misinterpreted and misconstrued, and the whole idea of taking things literally. But, that would possibly be for another time. And if you wish not to speak anymore, I understand that. But please make sure that you either, I guess I'm not part of this sort of omni-tool network that you folks have, but if you are willing to send me the list of all the paperwork that you would like to see that would reassure you that I'm not going to use the human phrase, stab you in the back when you're not looking.
Let's wait until we get back to the settlement, and we can go over your official documentation.
Actually, you guys spent really the rest of the trip. Father's been parked here for a little bit. We've just been talking.
Oh, have we
We're
not
already
been
here.
moving? Why are we just sitting here?
Well, because you guys, that whole back and forth argument you had, that took up the whole time. You guys talked for a while. As you guys can see, you are in front of the facility now.
Brock is
Let's
Lovely
move on,
debate.
shall we?
Brock is just sitting there waiting for like any sort of hail or anything from the facility.
You basically
kid-
get the on the dashboard. You do get the okay to like park there, as there's no really official spot, other than just that you've been approved. But there's really no one out there, kind of waiting for you.
He punches like the console to confirm that he's gotten the message. He's gonna look back and like, kid, you really have to talk to whoever's running this station. We've been sitting out here for a couple minutes and I just now got the confirmation that we could park.
We're scientists. We don't really have like an official guard. People come to a frozen planet willingly, so Sure, I'll talk to them. That's fine. About bringing a Geth into the facility, guys.
It's fine. I vouch for him.
Probably
If
less
anyone asks-
interest in some of the things you've brought in.
If anyone asks, he's a part of the crew.
Okay. It's part of the crew. Okay.
If anyone has a problem, they can talk to me.
Perhaps, just as a precautionary measure, we could exercise the use of restraints?
Why?
Unnecessary.
Because it's a Geth, Brockus.
And I'm a Krogan.
And do you think we
Yes.
have restraints good enough to make that work?
I believe you could make some, Jamar.
He's shown no sign of
Come on, Jamar, right now.
violence or any indication that he wishes harm upon any of us. It's kind of wrong to put him in restraints just because he's a Geth.
when Brachus is literally giving her that's racist talk.
Brachus has that conversation a lot with Vera.
I know, right?
she's a Turian.
We
I
know,
mean,
it's
they're,
fine.
they're kind of a racist species.
Yeah.
Oh, there's no kind of about it.
I mean, the
Lieutenant,
first time you interact with Turians in the CSEC, you're just like, you bastard.
Yep.
This unit will not fire unless first fired upon.
I mean, that's better than half the Turians we encounter. No offense, Vera, but
Oftentimes, it's better to shoot first.
well, Lieutenant Vera, if your captain is wanting to take us as part of the crew, it's going to be a little difficult to convince people that we're crew if we're in restraints, isn't it?
Well, I think it would be a little difficult to convince anyone anywhere that a Geth is anything other than a hostile entity. Imagine trying to take a Geth onto the Citadel.
So we could just walk in and see what happens. We can just go to travel deep into the facility. We'll just stay on the outskirts. It's more, I guess the equivalent would be civilian, you know, not as heavy traffic. More the scientists on their downtime, as it were.
Perhaps you should,
Not having to
at
get near a
least-
facility might be better.
at the very least, call ahead and let people know that we're going to be coming through.
with the Geth.
I already did. Just wasn't sure. So
And
Yeah.
Brachus kind of shakes his head.
no. Oh, only the couple of buildings. No. Don't
Well-
want to make a alarm across the whole place. Yeah.
I mean, on the bright side, like you said, you have no guards.
Yeah.
Brachus is just gonna pull the Mako up. How far from Mimsy Prime are we at the moment?
It is across. It's too terribly far. You would have to drive the Mako, or at least bring the ship over if you wanted to pick it up. It's probably about 2 or 3 of those buildings over. And if you guys remember, they almost look like very slender towers that have these very long bridges that go across the different parts of the ice to get to the next very similar spire, if you will. So it's about 3 of those over from where you are right now. So fairly close.
Anyone against me just taking this right to the ship? Do we need to drop anyone off or report to anybody? Sign some documents saying that we're all here. I don't know how your facility operates.
I would, well, first of all, need to definitely report in saying what we discovered so the safety of the scientists know what to encounter down there. You know, like the discovery of those strange zombie creatures, as well as the giant that we saw down there. Not to mention that Mel here needs some medical attention with a proper facility, and since we deal with radiation every day, we have the proper facility to help heal her. So I definitely want her checked out because she's recovering, but that does not mean she's better. She got hit pretty
Alright.
hard with it.
Where is this facility?
It's just the next spire over, actually.
Right. He kicks the Mako back in the drive and just starts heading down to that the next spire.
And you see her kind of communicating on her Omni tool, not really keeping it quiet at all. Basically, yammering some codes and saying that we have a human down with radiation sickness. Prepare the med bay. Just all that stuff, just so people are kind of ready and prepped. And of course, it doesn't take you long because again, being in the Mako, get there much faster than by foot. getting to that facility, where you already see what looks like a couple of people already out front. And you can see that they're in those traditional white and red medical lab coats as they wait for the Mako to park and then start to slowly approach the Mako. Do we just take Mel out from here? Just in case, because of the...
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, you don't have to whisper. It's just us. Yes,
Just-
let's get her
Yeah,
out and get her out, and then once she's offloaded and you get her to the facility, I will take the Mako back to the ship. We will get people to unload the cargo that we obtained onto the ship.
Okay. Just before you leave, would love to take proper documentation of what you discovered. You know, like photos and notes and whatnot, since I didn't have a chance before, since I was, unconscious. So, it's okay if you guys kind of lay it out.
We're
I'll
not
keep the
leaving,
boxes.
kid.
Okay,
Like,
good.
we're not leaving without you. So
Totally
You're the
don't
one,
need to
I
leave.
assume, that's going to assist us in creating the device or whatever it happens to be that we need to combat this shield.
we need
Anyway.
we need your expertise, kid.
So,
This was only step one.
Well, I mean, I'm not quite an inventor. I could definitely tell you what you would need. But as far as crafting it, I lack that.
oh, that's what
expertise.
Jamara is for. But with your
Okay.
instruction,
You would be on the team, is what Vera is saying.
yes.
Oh, got you. Well, we have the facility over here that we can work with, because we'd have the proper tools to work with radiation objects. So once things kind of simmer, we can go ahead and do that here. That's no problem. Unless you have a radiation facility or lab to proper tools even to work with on the ship.
This unit is immune to radiation.
That I'm not
think-
surprised.
That would probably be a question for Jamara. I'm not entirely sure what he's done with the workshop on the ship.
Many things. I was in the middle of working on a weapon before we got down here. But if you need it, I can build it. Given enough time and materials. But
Yeah, you know it's gonna take you a while, Jamar, if you were to build the proper tools for a radiation type lab.
yeah.
Like days, weeks, maybe.
Yeah.
Well, might as well make use of the facilities here if they already have that equipment then.
I guess.
First things first, can you get someone's help to get Mel out, at least to get her medical treatment?
Yes, I
First
will
things
assist
first.
you. I need to make use of your facility's communication array anyway, so.
Perfect.
You
Okay.
see,
Yeah.
Brockus looks over at Vera. You do not tell Turian Command about the Geth. Omen is not a threat. They don't need to know.
I am reporting all of our findings to Spectre Divanus, as instructed.
That's fine. Spectre needs to know.
Yeah, Vera, if you
Turi-
report to the Turian military, they might just kill you along with that.
They just might glass the planet just to make sure that the Geth doesn't leave.
It wouldn't be the first time.
No, it
No, it
wouldn't.
wouldn't.
They ever considered being less heavy-handed?
This unit's empirical value is subpar to that of an entire planet.
Tell that to the Turians.
I mean, if you have the equipment, well, in this case, the weapons, why not use all of them when the need arises, rather than some of them and hope it's sufficient?
You do know that was the way that my people thought when we nuked our own planet, right?
Yes, But it's also the way that my people think, and we did not nuke our planet. So something is
That's
different
honestly a
there.
surprise.
The technology you guys are using is from a planet that nuked itself. Again, Mel? Can someone here?
Right, yes.
Yeah. Zuna's like, girls, you're both pretty.
Brock is completely forgetting about radiation poisoning. Is just like, yeah, okay, that's a suntan.
Except she looks incredibly pale. She's
Yeah.
like the opposite. Vera, you said you were helping her get out.
Yep.
Okay, so yeah, with your help, you do notice when you open up the Mako that there is now one of those. Oh my god, I just lost the word for it. Beds that you put people on in the hospital.
Would that be a gurney?
Hey, thank you. Words. Gurney. Outside, of which both you and Zuna go ahead and kind of help lay Mel down. And they kind of get her scan. They're checking like her pulse. They're checking her vitals to see how she's doing while they're kind of like getting her strapped to the table for movement. But Zuna does look back at you guys and go, You guys can do whatever you want, but if you don't mind, I'm gonna go with her and make sure she's okay. So, I'll definitely help with what you need for the device, but for now, I just want to make sure she's okay.
Brock is like sort of holds up a hand. Kid, don't worry. We're not going to start formulating the weapon or plan or whatever until we know Mel's okay.
Okay, good. Yeah, no weapons. Just no weapons. Like even just pistols and shotguns. Just no weapons.
No, kid. I'm not
whatsoever.
talking about. I'm not going to start pulling the shotgun out and shooting things. I mean, we're not going to formulate the weapon to break down the guy's shield until Mel's okay and you're ready to start.
Just meant while you were here, and I hate to be rude, I was more talking to Vera.
I'm not going to shoot anyone unless they approach in a hostile manner.
Oh, it's the same thing, just not so long ago. Okay, I'm gonna go. You guys take care. I'll talk to you later. And rolls off with them.
Set her up with that for that one.
That was the idea, yeah.
All right. So you guys want to take the rest of the haul to the ship then?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Riley, do you go with them?
I think I would defer to whatever Lieutenant Vera wants to do with Riley. Just, she just doesn't really want to get herself shot. She really, at some point, she needs to find out, though. She needs to file her own reports to find out what the directions from her company should be to do next. So, however we can make, however that would work.
Okay, as long as you can find a console, you can pretty much update your work or communicate with anyone. It doesn't matter where it's located, as long as you have some sort of communication console, you can easily do that.
Okay, so I will, Vera, or Lieutenant Vera, I should also file my own reports and find out what the status of my research is with my company, if that is acceptable, and perhaps at the same time we can get the documents that you wish to access regarding my background and so on. It seems like that would work well.
Well, by all means, I assume you work at this facility, yes? So I have no jurisdiction over you here. I'm gonna go make a call. So I'm headed to the main communication ray for the facility.
Okay, to be actually more precise, I actually don't work here. This was one of the planets that my company had sent me to visit to do survey work. So I was collaborating with Zuna, Dr. Zuna, while I was here. but my work, as I mentioned initially, will take me to quite a number of planets as I do my survey.
Remind me again, real quick, what the name of this company is that you work for?
Ah, yes, yes. I would have thought that you actually might have made a note of that, but
My hands were full with a weapon at the time.
yes. So
Ah, yes, that thing.
just a second. I've got to check my more detailed notes. Give me half a moment here.
You want me to send it to you real quick? I have it on
No,
hand,
I
actually,
should
just in
have it
case.
right here.
Okay. I have it on hand just in case.
Oh. Yes. So the abbreviation, Lieutenant Vera, is NNRP, which, as I mentioned previously, stands for the Novel Nutritional Resources Project. And you would be looking for the project leader, Dr. El Chabab. Perhaps. That would be the name of the company.
Noted. I'm not sure where you need to go to make your reports, but as I said, I'm headed to the communication array.
That might
Acilia, if
work
you wouldn't
well.
mind staying with Brockus and just keeping an eye on things.
She gives
Perhaps
you
I could
a
come with
reassuring
you,
nod.
Lieutenant Vera, because I will also need, since my project leader is not on this particular planet, I will have to use an array that will give me off-world access.
By all means, you can actually show me where the array is.
And I would know where that is to take her there, right?
Yes, you would, within this
Okay.
facility, yes.
And Vera she steps to the side and like motions for you to go first. And then she stays behind you as we walk.
Okay.
Riley can't resist being the way she is. So she looks back and she says, Lieutenant Vera, you're keeping up okay?
I'm fine.
Knowing full well that Lieutenant Vera could mow her down in a heartbeat.
Of course. Okay. So Riley and Vera are going to go to the facility together while everyone else is going to the ship, I take it, correct? Okay. So we'll start off with the team ship. You guys make your way over, start to very carefully unload your haul that you got, of course making it very easy with the hovering trolley that you guys have. Where do you guys want to store this?
I'm leaving that decision up to Jamar.
Where would you like the boxes of highly material to be?
Oh god, we don't have. If they've got a containment facility, it should be here. We don't have anything proper. Do we have to transport it back?
No, if we're using the facilities here, they can take it wherever they need to.
Yeah, that seems the safe option. If they've got portable containment, that would be way better.
Definitely.
Handling that kind of thing can have adverse effect on anyone other than the Turian.
You know, sometimes I forget some of you get cooked by that stuff.
Internally, externally, permanently.
All right, well then let's let their nerds
Humans melt, apparently.
I've been told that. And morbid curiosity to actually see that in action, but let's go ahead and let their nerds unload the death rocks, and we can do what we need.
So as you go ahead and open up the cargo hold where you park the Mako, you guys hear this clattering sound of nails on metal just running at you all. And when you turn around, Brockus and Jamar, you notice two fairly decently sized Varen coming around the corner, wagging their tails, basically trying to... They smell Mama. They don't see Mama, but they're still happy that you guys are here. As they're doing the whole large dog thing where they're just kind of mauling you with love. Happy to
Wagging
have
their
you
little
back.
fish tails.
Yeah. As they're just like barking and borfing and biting. All playfully, of course.
And I think I think Brockus is just loving it because, you know, he loves those types of, well, he loves animals, but, you know, he loves those types of dogs. So
they are Krogan's best friend.
Mhm.
And of course they do the thing where they're sniffing at your feet and they're just kind of following the trail, and it doesn't take a genius to know that they're trying to smell to find out where Vera is. And as they are, you hear another set of something hitting metal, something much softer though, as around the corner you see a very familiar dark-skinned little girl with her little braided pigtails as she goes, "You're back."
Yeah, you peeked out so much on that, like it cut you
Yeah,
out.
you noise canceled
You
yourself there.
peeked so much.
God damn it, I hate the noise
Mercy,
cancel.
Mercy always does.
Yeah.
Oh god, I wonder if I take off noise canceling if it'll fix that. But anyway, Daddy, you're back.
And Brock's just gonna walk up and just grab her and just like throw her up into the air.
You've been for so long.
Yeah, we were in a very boring cave. A lot of very boring caves.
Yeah, except the last cave wasn't really that boring because it had like, you know, like poison creatures and like you banging through walls and like a lot of crazy things.
This one only had a couple zombies and this weird multi-headed ice giant thing that tried to eat us, and oh yeah, a walking building that kept punching us and then it blew up.
That's way more exciting. Okay, your idea of boring and my idea of boring, two completely different things. Do you want to know boring? I had to sit on my butt here. I mean, I was allowed in the facility. That's I got to, you know, play on the swivel chairs and build a fort at one point, but it was still boring. I had to entertain myself.
Oh, we're back now. We got what we needed. We're
Okay.
just waiting for Mel to get treatment. And then you remember the big building I said that was punching people and it blew up?
Yes.
It was made of radiation. So
Okay.
radiation isn't good for humans.
Okay. What does it do?
It makes you very sick.
A
Very
building
fast.
makes you sick?
The radiation does, not the building.
Oh, okay. So, did it like sneeze or like barf?
It's
Like, how did it make her sick?
Brockus thinks for a moment, trying to how to explain just the adverse area of effect that this thing had, like every round, and just thinking about it and thinking Mercy's a kid and everything. Well, it kept farting.
So she
And-
got farted on so many times she got sick?
Yes,
Told you your farts are toxic. I'm just
wasn't
saying.
me, kid.
I know.
Wasn't
I'm
me.
just saying, like, in general, farts can be toxic if they're around too long, which is why you're supposed to be courteous and roll down the window.
Not in space.
Yes, it's space.
For some reason, Mimsy Prime has the station wagon window roll
Just
down
rolls
windows.
down.
So that's why the ship has environmental controls. But
Right.
plus side, she'll be okay.
Okay.
Just a little sick right now. But oh, you made a new friend.
Okay.
You'll hear the clinking and clanking of metal on metal as Omen here is gonna just walk up. I'm assuming the cargo ramp is open, correct?
Yes.
Oh yeah, Brockus drove it all the way up into the ship.
Oh, you drove it directly in.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah,
Yeah.
no, we're unloading the we're unloading our pod right now.
hmm
But
We're letting-
you'll see it just drag this giant, almost cryo-looking pod thing, which is his charging station, basically off the Mako here, and literally just start setting it up in the cargo bay.
You got a robot?
Kind of. This is Omen.
Hi.
Omen. This is Mercy.
It turns and looks at Mercy. I'm assuming she's like, how tall is she?
She's 8 years old. So
Yeah.
she's little.
Human too, right?
She's like
Yep.
4 feet. Yeah.
She is an 8-year-old human child.
So
yes.
this thing is over like twice as tall as she is, but
More
when
than that.
Brockus,
Yeah, more than that.
Like
Yeah.
5 times taller than she is.
12 feet, so 12 to 4, 3 times actually, if we want to be
Look,
math about it. but
right?
yes.
You know how I am with math. The point is, she is tiny by comparison. She's tiny compared to
Actually, it's
Brockus.
3 times.
I mean, using child logic, it could be 50 times.
I mean, yeah, you're as tall as a skyscraper.
When he sees her, he'll actually do the Geth thing where they kind of hunch over, you know, bending their legs and their torso and everything, kind of like compressing, like just doing the whole like to bring its like unique eye, like almost not quite level with her face. Even hunching over, he's still a little too tall, but making the genuine effort of, you know, quote unquote putting himself at her height. And he'll look at her and he'll answer back with greeting. He tilts his head a little bit to the side, looks at Brockus, looks back at her. Offspring of Brackus Captain.
yes.
You could say that, yes. And please just call me Brockus. No need for the captain title or anything like that.
He's taller than you, Daddy.
Oh yeah, he is a very big boy.
Are we keeping a robot?
He's not a robot. He's a Geth.
I don't know what that means, but he looks like a robot, or is that just like armor? Because he's got a camera for a face.
He's not technically a robot. He is like you or me. He's alive. He can think and act on his own.
Okay.
This unit gives great piggyback rides.
And apparently he knows what piggyback rides are.
Yeah. No, I don't take
Caretaking
them from
for
Daddy.
the genocider creators was part of our subroutines aeons ago.
I've never heard of those bugs.
Sorry,
That's what
you never heard of those what? Oh.
The
that- is that like-
genocider creators.
Is that like the thing I see in the bathroom? It's the like pesticide. It's a bug thing, right?
He kind of like clicks, you know, his face plates a little bit, almost like trying to find another way to call them, and then he says, I believe you organics refer to them as Quarians. I mean, this unit believes, but you know what I mean.
I think the term is gorilla, because you're really big like one. Your shoulders are massive. I don't know what a Korean is. Curry?
Quarian.
Quarian?
Quarian. They're another.
Okay.
They're ancient
Yes.
and mostly dead.
Like they're zombies?
No,
Were those the things you
no.
fought?
No.
Oh.
No. They're mostly dead, as in they're almost no more around.
Oh, they're extinct
Close
or
to.
endangered.
Close.
Yes.
Comes from many poor
Oh.
choices they made.
This unit agrees.
Well, some insects do that, I guess, when, they get sprayed. Yeah. What's Vera?
Vera is sending a message to our Spectre friend.
Oh, yeah, she was the one that contacted you guys through the comm. It feels like so long ago. You guys were gone for like a few days.
Too long.
Well, at least I have more space to like play in, and the Varen, didn't chew up my pants entirely this time.
Did they chew up your pants at all?
Just the bottoms and the knees, although that was mostly that was my fault. I instigated them.
It's okay. Get me any clothes that they chewed up, and I'll fix them as best I can.
As you pet Kitty and Cam.
Yep.
All I saw was whiskers sticking up.
She's demanding attention because I had to give her flea meds today, so she's very angry at me.
Of course.
Because I didn't do it when she was awake. I sneak attacked her.
Oh, yeah.
That's the
That'll
only
do it.
time I could do it, because if she smells the flea med, she runs.
And that's hence the sneak attack.
Yep.
Like, okay. So you had boxes. Is that like treasure? Did you find buried treasure?
Don't go near those.
Bad treasure? Cursed treasure.
No, not. They have radiation on them. The same thing that made Mel sick.
What?
We're gonna use it to make a weapon to get through that guy's shields. You know, the guy that shot me with that round.
Okay, so you're carrying farts in a box?
I was about to say.
And he like sits there for a moment, and he's like, "Yeah, you know what? That's exactly what it is. It's fart rocks in a box, and we're gonna make it a weapon."
I mean, farts are kind of already a weapon.
Yeah, but what if we make it a bullet?
We were talking about how we weaponize bacon against Vera and her people.
Not
with
completely wrong. Not
But with
completely wrong.
farts.
But with fart rocks, exactly.
Cool. Okay. I guess I won't go near them yet. Did you find any like actual treasure? Or did you just find farts in a box?
Well, I don't think we found any actual treasure. I mean, we were
Oh.
just there to find the fart rocks.
Start to appreciate me staying behind.
Yeah, you wouldn't have liked it.
Yeah.
But you
Okay.
know what? Now that I'm back, I have to make a ton of bacon, ton of mac and cheese, and I'm guessing a lot of chocolate milk.
Yes, you do. Because I've been having what they had, and they eat a lot of salads.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
no,
they'll put meat in it, but, salads.
you know what? Since you were good, didn't cause too much trouble up here, I'll let you choose what's for dinner tonight.
Yes! She runs up and she hugs you and then starts running away as if she's going towards the kitchen. She's like, "Don't," and just keeps running.
And he just like looks over at Omen and Jamar. She says that, and now I have to go look in the other cargo bay. Omen, if you wish, you can come along so I can give you a tour of the ship.
His face plates will adjust a little bit, and he'll just stop what he was doing, aka installing his charge pod, to just kind of turn around and just lumber behind Brackus.
Honestly, if you need to put that charge pod somewhere permanent, for convenience sake, my workshop would have room.
Affirmative.
Oh shit, Jamar has a roommate.
Yes.
Well, I mean, if he gets beat up too badly, I don't have to go far for parts.
This unit is capable of self-repair.
You need materials to do that?
He again looks at you, and you'll see him kind of like grab one of his like armor plates and kind of move it aside a little bit, and you see something squirming under the armor plates, almost like liquid metal.
I need
Before
to
he-
know what that is.
Well,
Say,
he
don't show
closes
that
the
to
plate
him.
back.
Don't show that to a
And-
Solarian.
He closes the
That was
plate
good.
back
Gimme.
and just looks at, Jamar, and he simply says, "Nano repair units." Unit
Nano
Jamar.
machines, son.
I know what you mean.
Oh,
I had to hold back, and now you.
You
You're
cannot
killing me
escape
here.
the Senator
I was
Armstrong
holding back, damn
accusations.
it! Nano machines, son. I'm kidding, but yes.
Don't fuck with this, Geth.
Back in Geth football.
You almost made him spit. God. We almost had a spit take right here. Would have been great.
Close. I'll get him one
Nope.
day.
No, because it would have been great because I would have spit it all over my cat.
Maybe not.
I'm
Evie
okay
would
with
have
that.
had complaints.
I'm okay.
I'm okay with this.
Right.
The two non-cat people are just like, this is fine.
Yeah.
This is fine.
Look, you can't tell me that this isn't the face of an angel.
Death.
I mean,
No.
it was
Angel of
adorable.
Death.
Look, I'm a cat
Angel
person,
of
and that
Death.
is not.
Disagree.
Nope.
Angel of death.
That is Satan personified, but that's every cat.
Angel of death.
Yeah.
Maybe
What I
Satan
just said.
personified, but I love her.
Oh, my cats are also Satan personified, and I love them too. I mean,
Exactly.
My size
you'll
is
call a
like-
cat, you know?
Hail Satan.
Hail Satan.
And demonetized. I'm just kidding. Cancelled.
While they were having this conversation, doing the tour, back to actually medical facility real quick, as Mel, because I have the new setup is technically an Athelia spot, as she should be though. Mel, can I get a Constitution saving throw, please?
Yeah, let me get out my dice. I didn't think I'd be making rolls.
I mean, you'll be making like one or two.
Well, we're gonna be nice. We're gonna pull out my dice that always like to roll nice because I use them for all of the pets.
Well, now that you say it,
Look,
not
Yeah,
going
your damn
to.
pet are
Look.
invincible, so they must be
Right?
good dice.
Yeah.
please don't pull Nolani on Mel.
She is at disadvantage on all
Thankfully,
of
she
these.
won't get it any more
so-
exhausted than Charity is, so we're getting better.
That's actually decent. That's a 24.
Okay. Yeah. No, you're thanks to you think the biotics helping you kind of cool your head and the meds that Riley made you earlier, that you're still looking pretty good as far as how you're feeling. You're still very much sick. You still have that radiation poisoning, of course. That's not going to go away anytime soon. But you are not nauseous or anything. You're still a little lightheaded. As they kind of roll you into the room and start doing scans, they almost put you in a machine that looks like they're running like a MRI or a CAT scan on you, but they're checking the body for all the radiation levels and whatnot. And fading in and out of consciousness, you notice that it's been a lot of time has passed by at this point. Although you can't really pinpoint how long it's been. Before you finally get out of this tube, as it were, and you see Zuna talking to some of the doctors that are there, and she comes back to you seeing that your eyes are focused right now, and she kind of holds your hand and kneels near you with a smile, and she goes, how are you feeling, Mel? Are you doing okay?
I mean, same as I have since this started.
Well, good, right? Actually, I don't know what that means.
Not getting any worse.
Good. So, good news and bad news. The good news is you're gonna be okay. Everything was caught in time. Thankfully, it wasn't as severe as they thought, but still enough to where you probably shouldn't move for a good long while. They highly suggest that you stay here for treatment. It could actually take a couple months or so before you should go anywhere.
I mean, if that's what it's going to take to get better. I don't really want to leave the ship and everyone, but I'm no good to anyone like this.
Well, if you move too much, then your circulatory system is going to kind of get things running again, and the nausea and headaches will come back, while if you do treatments here and rest, slowly but surely get you back up on your feet, and you can be back with your friends and everyone again. And I'll be here to help you. My biotics can help move you much more easily, so if we ever want to go on walks together, you don't have to actually walk. I'll just carry you. With my mind, but I'll carry you.
That sounds like a nice compromise.
I just, I know you guys were close. Are close. I don't know why I'm making it sound so negative. You are close with everyone. So when everyone comes to visit, we'll break the news to them. But yeah, I just highly suggest, well, the professionals, of course, highly suggest you don't move and do medical treatment here, since we have the radiation treatments. So for now, you rest. I will come visit you. I need to help them with a few things, but you just stay here and rest. I will make sure this room is so comfortable. We're gonna have decorations in here. You said you like to paint. I'll bring like some canvases in here and some paintbrushes. Just anything you need, and that way this place is gonna be comfortable, almost like a mini temporary room minus an engine.
I mean, if we could get the engine, that would helpful. I love the hum of it.
It'd be hard, but I could pull up like a sound file on my Omni tool. That actually could work. It's like white noise. There's an app and everything for it. It's great.
Just not the same.
Yeah, no, I understand. But again, it's very temporary. So they're probably going to be here an extra day or two anyway. What I think they have planned doesn't take too terribly long to make, just a little time consuming, whatnot. So not leaving or anything yet. So just hang in there, okay?
I kind of nod as she's kind of drifting back to sleep. His body needs rest.
And she kind of just squeezes your hand a little bit as they start to wheel you over to a room where pretty much going to be staying for a predetermined amount of time. as we shift back over to Veer and Riley, where you guys arrive at the one of the facility spires, and Riley, you're trying to show Vera where a holo terminal is.
Okay.
I'm assuming that's what you're showing Vera, or you're doing something else.
Yes.
Okay.
So, Vera, there's a holo terminal just there, if that one would be acceptable for you.
If it's capable of long-range communication, then yes, that is acceptable.
Yes, and Riley will, show her on the console where everything is that she needs to get set up to do the transmission.
Okay.
It's probably similar to others you've used, but, these are where these particular functions are located.
Understood.
It's on lefty mode. Everything's balanced.
Oh, shit, I accidentally swapped the keyboard to French again. How do I change it back to English?
Oh my god,
Do
doing
that-
that on Tilt's
I
computer?
do that all the time.
Or it's on
if you
like
click the
Canadian
language
mode, and I'm like, I
settings,
hate it.
Right.
in the bottom right, if you click on the language, then you can flip it back.
Oh, I thought you meant you'd done it on the one, the
Yeah,
one.
I was making the joke of it,
Oh,
of
okay.
doing that.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my god,
Because
did
I
we actually
do that
it?
by accident.
I was
all
there
the
with you,
time.
Vera. I was there with
hit
you,
the
Fox.
hotkeys to swap it.
Yeah.
I was there with you on that one. I was like, yep. I have to do that on Tilt's computer. I'm just like, hit one thing. I'm like, damn it, it's a fancy symbol. That's not what I want. American mode. America mode. Okay. So you are contacting Arissa, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So you attempt to call her, and after several rings, it actually does pick up. And you see her likeness in front of you, and she goes, "Ah, Vera, very nice to see you. I take it you are topside again. You're coming in very clear."
Yes, we've just arrived after collecting what we were after, let's say. It was an eventful excursion, but a successful one.
So you're able to find what you needed for the next step, I take it.
The scientists here believe so, yes.
Perfect. All right. Well, you're in luck. Actually, on our way back, well, I'm heading to the Citadel, but I have good news. Athelia is on her way back to you. She's being escorted to the planet. I was going to have her escorted where you were located, wherever that may be, but it seems like it would be much easier for her to find you all.
That is very good news indeed. I will forward the full report to you, but I felt it necessary to contact you immediately upon reaching the surface, as there is a bit of an issue.
What is the issue?
On our way from the caverns to our transport, we made a discovery. It was...
Bad one from the tone of your voice.
Yes.
All
It
right.
was a cryopod or stasis pod of sorts. We felt it necessary to investigate what was inside, as the built-in display and information screen would not tell us what it contained, and much to our surprise, there was an intact, functional Geth inside.
I'm sorry, I think the terminal was malfunctioning. Did you say Geth?
That is correct.
How very odd. They have not made themselves known in years. What was the Geth doing?
I believe it was sleeping.
It was in the cryopod.
Yes, the pod was buried beneath ice and snow. We had the
And you
opportunity.
decided to dig it out?
Well, we were actually in the midst of distracting a beast that was quickly becoming hostile, and the pod was spotted during that. And of course, this is a scientific research station, so when something out of the ordinary such as that is spotted, it's in their best interest that it's excavated. So we did that, and inside was the Geth. It is functional at the moment, but we have reason to believe that it is separated from its hive mind.
And what makes you believe that?
Our Solarian scientist did a little digging after the unit itself
Good.
explained that it was separated. Of course, I'm not going to take the word of a Geth, so Jamara did a bit of digging and confirmed that it was indeed separated from any and all long-range communication.
That's very puzzling. Why did it sever its mind from the rest?
Well, it did explain why, but again, the word of a Geth, can it really be trusted?
Well, it's hard to say, too, about Geth, because they have popped up. We do know that they still exist, or still within the galaxy. We just don't know what they've been up to. They've kind of been doing their own thing, not necessarily being secret, just away from a lot of civilization and these populated planets. We've heard of some sightings here and there throughout the last few hundred years, but they're very far and few in between, so to have this one be found there with a severed tie to the mind, that's very interesting. Has it grown hostile towards you?
Not as of yet, but I am on high alert.
I see. Where is it now?
I left it with Brockus.
Brockus isn't going to turn it into a weapon that he's going to use for fun, is he?
I think the greater danger is Brockus turning it into a charge of his, let's say.
Huh. A Geth charge. Interesting. Okay, well, I'm actually very curious as to see what this Geth knows, especially since we've known very little of what they've been up to. Not that I'm really digging too deep, as it were, but they've kind of been a little mystery, really, for the last several hundred years. I mean, the last known, I think I want to say the 1860s was the last time that they were widely known, and then since then they've just been kind of gone. So this is very interesting. We could definitely get some more information from them. Again, this is not an interrogation, Vera. That is not what I'm saying.
Oh, are you
Ready to get into it.
are you not requesting that we retrieve its memory core for you?
If it is cooperating, I would like it to still be a friend, as it were. I'm still here. Thank you so much for that follow.
I'm sorry. I think perhaps the terminal is now malfunctioning on my end. Did you say friend?
You, of all people, I'm sure have heard the enemy of my enemy is my friend.
The enemy of my enemy is still my enemy, Spectre.
In this case, though, we're gonna use the term loosely for friend. Just to see what happens. Obviously, if it turns hostile, definitely eliminate it. Your lives are very important, but if it's not turning hostile yet, at least not towards you. And by you, I mean the Mimsy's sake, not you personally, Vera. Then why not? Utilize him. Maybe he can help.
So, you want us to bring it to you? Is what I'm hearing?
If you mean to the Citadel, it'd be best if... if I come to you on the ship, granted, not a lot of people are aware of the Geth to really cause alarm, but if you were to come towards the sector where the Spectres and the Council is, it's gonna raise a very large alarm. So it might be easier if I come to you, if you were to come to the Citadel with the Geth.
If that is our orders, then we will follow through.
Well, here's the thing. And it might be easier for me to tell you all as a group. Is everyone else there with you?
No, not at the moment.
Is your ship nearby?
I believe it is in dock at the moment, yes.
I thought as much. The IP was not coming from your ship, so I'm assuming the facility, of course. It might be best for you all to gather in the conference room and have a conversation. I have some interesting news that are a bit disturbing. Something that we were able to discover, and of course Athelia will have more to give you all from our meeting with the Asari matriarchs. And it's supposed to be secret. Let their secrecy be damned. It kind of pertains to the whole universe at this point, and that is my job first and foremost as a Spectre and a Justicar for the good of the people. That this needs to be known, at least to my special crew. So, as soon as possible, get everyone together, and I'll have some news for you all. Until
We'll
then,
gather them immediately.
thank you. I look forward to your report, and I'll talk to you shortly.
Of course.
Devon is out. And the holo terminal turns off.
And Vera will just kind of collect herself and then go back to the ship. Because sorry, Riley, she doesn't see Riley as part of the crew at the moment. So when she's thinking, oh, I better gather the crew, she's not including Riley.
Oh, that makes perfect sense.
And Riley, you just see Vera kind of walking away.
And that's cool. I don't know if, of course, because I was trying to be okay. I was doing two things. One, I was trying to give her enough distance that I obviously wasn't eavesdropping. But I don't know if she has bothered to get the information about me that she wanted. But she's heading off. So while the other thing I would be doing probably is I would have set up a conversation with my project leader.
Okay.
To report in. So I would be
Okay.
talking to Dr. Jabot.
Okay. You go to contact him, and you aren't able to make a connection at all. That it's not ringing or anything. It's almost as if it's just been, the line's been cut, as it were.
Okay. Alrighty. So would there be who would I go to then to ask if I could have this looked into and find out what's going on?
You do have other fellow scientists that are around, kind of doing their own projects. So you're not alone in this facility. There's definitely plenty of scientists here that are working.
Okay, so I'm going to go to the nearest person, the nearest next scientist that I can find. I'm going to say, I was down doing my sample collection, and I'm supposed to report into my project leader, and I can't seem to raise them at all. Is anyone else having problems? Are communications down? I mean, even if he's not available right now, at the very least, I should be getting some kind of message or an opportunity to do something. And it's just like there's nothing at the other end.
And you see an Asari kind of looking at you going, I'm not 100% sure, but we can definitely take a look. Are you sure you called the right number?
Oh, absolutely. but I mean, here's the number if you want to try, and perhaps I've done something wrong. My head, sometimes I get these terrible headaches, and I've got one coming on, and I may have made a mistake.
Well, let's take a look. As she gets over and she kind of types into the console, and same thing, shows no connection at all. She goes, let's try this. And she goes, who else do you contact you through your projects?
Well, I really my project lead is the person I report directly to, always.
Anyone else part of the project that you can contact in the meantime?
Oh boy. I mean, I suppose I could try to maybe reach out to, I have a lab buddy who knows everything. Lysos. She's in Asari. Here's her number. Maybe we could try her.
Okay, we'll see that. Give us a moment. And you see there's a connection to the line. And before they even pick up, the Asari looks at you and goes, okay, well, at least we know that the terminal's not malfunctioning. And then you see a very familiar face of Lysos Tavinus on the screen as she goes, Riley, it's been a very long time. How are you?
I'm well, Lysos. Delightful to touch base with you. Rather unusual circumstances, though. I've been working on, this NNRP initiative, and I'm working with Dr. Mamet El-Shabab as my team lead, project leader. And
Of course.
I think you've met him, or you would probably remember him. And I
Of
can't
course.
raise him at all. And like when I'm trying to contact, you'd think, I mean, if he's not there, you'd think at least that there'd be a message, or his administrative assistant would be picking up something. But like, it's just dead. There's nothing. Do you have any intel on what's going on with that? I mean, I know it's kind of a an initiative, and the funding's a little bit well, I wouldn't say flaky, but you know how it is with science. We're kind of running on the edge sometimes in terms of funding. So, but I mean, I can't. They wouldn't have cut his phone line because he didn't pay the bill, I don't think.
Dr. Higgins, how long have you been underground?
Oh boy. I must admit, Lysos, this bionic implant thing, I thought it was such a good idea, and it is, but I get these terrible headaches, and I was sent underground to do some work, and I lost track of time, and oh golly, it's really messed with my mind. I think probably maybe a week, 10 days maybe. All in all, with everything that's happened since I was last, in touch. Maybe a little longer than that, since I actually, came to this planet to do the survey here.
You actually have not contacted anyone for the project for the last 3 weeks.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
And shortly after your connection was severed due to the lack of connection through the planet's core and everything, of you going underground to do your research, I don't think you heard the news. The good doctor has gone missing. Just gone without a trace. It was all over the news and the post boards of all the different scientists that we've worked with. He just disappeared.
Oh, this is not going well. Oh, Lysos. I ended up being found by a group, and one of them is, well, I call her Lieutenant Thera. She's not the most easy person to get along with.
Do you think that person had something to do with his disappearance?
No. But like, I have a chance to get off world here on their ship, but She wants all my credentials and references and everything. If the doctor is missing and now the company, the initiative looks flaky, I think she'd shoot me before she'd let me on the ship.
Well,
I
the
don't know.
company itself is technically fine. We're doing very
Okay, well,
successful work.
okay, well, that's good, but
It's just he's gone missing and we don't know what happened. You might want to read the reports because we believe he was attacked in his own home. There was some sort of animalistic looking scrapes and whatnot around the surroundings. It was torn apart like someone was looking for something or a struggle. We even found some evidence of his blood left behind, but not enough to think that he's dead. He's been gone for a while, and we've been trying to find him ever since.
But I mean, this is a food research and a nutritional research team. This isn't, espionage. I mean, really,
But he's also a very
oh,
brilliant man. It
well,
could be for
true.
something else. He has a lot of knowledge under his belt, so there's probably
Well,
something
and
else looking after.
he is very fond of projects on the side, in consulting. And I mean, it may not be related to this necessarily, but in any rate, I'm not even sure who to report to now. I mean, I was working directly with him, small company. I was heading up this group. So
Well, we
what?
can look some more information in the meantime. Are you planning to stay topside for a while so we can communicate with you?
Sure, yeah, absolutely. I've got all the samples that I really can get here. I can send them along. I'll send them into the office and they can have a look. Perhaps somebody else can have a look and tell me where they'd like me to head next, or where we go from here.
Okay. We will keep in touch with you then. Try to find some information because it's kind of been going to the next person in charge, but again, we're still trying to figure out what happened. Again, there's an investigation and everything. So just stay topside for a while. We will figure some things out and we'll keep in touch. I'm sorry us reconnecting this way turned into some bad news.
Well, it is really lovely to see your face again, Lisa. It's been too long, and we do have to sit down together with, wine and munchies and catch up for sure.
I would
really
absolutely love that.
miss working with you so much. What I'll do is I've got sort of a room here, quarters. I'll just head there and hang out. Polish up my reports, maybe do some reading, maybe get something for this headache. I left too many meds on the surface, so I'm gonna go take something and rest a bit, and I guess we'll see where we go from there. But can I just, so someone will be in touch with me from the office, or will you, do you want to reach out to me, or how?
It's sort of a bit in disarray at the moment for that, as far as who's down the chart. So I'll keep in contact with you and let you know what's going on.
You have always been very good with the grapevine, so if you hear anything, you just let me know. You've got my number.
Oh, I'll keep an ear out, as it were.
Okay,
I will definitely
fantastic.
Let you know.
All right, thanks so much, Lisos.
Of course.
You take
care of yourself, Riley.
You bet. Okay. Bye.
The connection disappears. As the other Asari, who is kind of there and kind of lets you do your own thing, she was like, "Oh my, that sound very good."
No, not at all. But I have my quarters here. I'll just go back until there's always reports to write. There's always research papers to be read, ideas to be formulated. I can keep busy quite nicely.
All right. Well,
I mean, your friend walked off not too long ago. Do you want me to go catch up to them?
Well, actually, okay. So I kind of lost track of time, ended up being left by myself several levels down. I was found by a group that were with Dr. Zuna, and they felt it would be wise if I went. They were really worried about all these things. I mean, I didn't have any problems, but prior to that. But anyway, they seem to have a real knack for just, snuffing out anything bad that's in the neighborhood. I don't know, but
Interesting.
I came back up to the surface with them, and I think
So they are your friends.
well, no. I've had a gun pointed at me. The good lieutenant there. I think she's security for a ship. There's a Krogan called Brockus, who seems to have a very motley crew that seemed to be doing something, and they were down there with Dr. Zuna. So, I came back to the surface with them, and she has no authority over me here, so she's gone back to presumably wherever it was she was going back to. Has done her business. I'll just go back to my quarters.
Okay. Sounds like a lot you went through, right? She just kind of like awkwardly walks away, like, oh my. Leaves everyone going. And at this rate, Vera, you do get back to the ship. We are mauled by your two Varens. Of course.
Of course.
As they kind of do the dog thing where they kind of almost just have this constant circle around you, not letting you move really too far. As they're just kind of jumping up and being hyper. As they are still technically puppies. Just very large puppies.
And Vera does a quick scan to make sure none of the other crew is around. When she sees that she's alone, she immediately goes into like big softy mode and starts giving them scritches and praising them and all that good stuff, like you do with every dog.
Of course. And it doesn't take too long for you to find and locate, or at least know where everyone is at this moment.
Yeah.
So much Omen, but you know where Jamar and Brockus would more than likely be.
I think Vera is probably just gonna go to the comms room and then just get on the ship intercom and be like, all crew to the communications room immediately. It's Turian, it's efficient, it tracks.
Now the question is, do they? Looks at the other.
I'm sorry, I'm muted. Brockus hears that and kind of... Did he see what was in the other cargo bay?
Did you look at the other cargo bay?
Yeah, because he was gonna go and look at the other cargo bay and then give Omen the tour. Yep.
Okay, yeah. So in the next cargo bay, you do notice that there was a fort that was built there. At least what you assume was a fort, as it is completely destroyed by the Varens.
Of course.
There is paint everywhere, as it looks like maybe there has been some inspiration or boredom or from your daughter. Though you're not 100% sure how it was done, but you definitely do see footprints that are completely encased in now dry, of course, paint. And you can tell those are Varen footprints. Yet when you saw them, there's no paint on them. Do you think maybe she tried to wash them? It was maybe successful? You're not sure. All you know is that there is a crime scene here.
I think at that point in time, he's about to, like, just call Mercy over the over his Omni tool when he hears Vera call the emergency meeting. And he sort of shakes his head. All right, Omen, the tour is going to have to wait. Looks like Vera is back. Wants to meet with Omen.
Understood.
And then Jamar, do you meet as well?
Absolutely. I am on my way.
Okay.
And he's
And-
obvious. He is most definitely taking Omen with him.
Omen. Okay. So yeah, so as the doors open, Vera, you see Jamar and Brockus walk through, and then right behind Brockus is Omen.
Good, you brought the Geth. She'll want to see it.
He has a name.
It has a designation
That's a name.
of sorts. It's more of a label, but I suppose
Aren't
you
all
could
names
call it a
labels?
name.
Not wrong.
How philosophical.
Aren't the Velociraptor? Aren't all labels just names?
Oh man, calling back an ancient meme.
It's an old meme, but
Velociraptors
checks
are.
out.
Yeah, it's an old meme, but it checks out.
Well, I spoke with the Spectre and informed her of our progress as well as our discoveries.
And
she
what did
said,
she say?
She said that she had some very important news. Oh, and that Athelia is on her way back. Here.
Well, that was a quick mission.
It's very quick. It sounded quite successful, but perhaps it wasn't good news. I don't know. She didn't give any details. But she asked that I gather the crew and call her back.
Oh, let's not keep her waiting.
Agreed. I will call back the Spectre.
Okay.
And as you're calling her back, Brox is gonna look over at Omen. We're gonna need a ship title for you. We need to give you a job.
Don't be so hasty, Brockus.
What do you mean?
Well, the Spectre may want us to retrieve this unit's memory core.
Yeah, that ain't happening.
But if the Spectre orders it,
Doesn't
Vera,
matter.
It's nice to see you again.
speaking of,
Spectre, what is this about me needing to take out the memory core of the Geth?
I said no such thing.
And he kind of just looks at Vera.
Vera.
I didn't say that we were asked to. I said that there's a possibility that we may need to.
Said to ask information that wasn't a form of interrogation.
And if it becomes hostile, then we react accordingly.
Yes.
See?
Only when it acts hostile towards
Spec-
you and your crew.
Spectre, Omen, Spectre.
It has a name.
Never mind.
He's a part
Did
of the
you
crew.
name it Brockus?
No, that was the name that Omen provided.
Interesting.
He's a member of the crew. He's not a pet.
Also interesting. Well, Omen, it's a pleasure to meet you. I am Spectre Arissa Devanis. And you... You see her kind of hesitate for a moment, not knowing how, of course, it's going to react as it goes. You will be working for me, as the Mimsy 6 does. Being my elite independent crew to do some tasks and some very important ones that they've been working on. Are you okay with this?
It ponders it for maybe a good 15 seconds before it does the whole, again, adjusting of the eye lens and faceplates. Almost kind of hunching down to be like lined up a little more with the, with the hollow projector. And it simply answers, yes, Spectre Arissa Devanis.
Okay then. Wonderful. That's all that matters then. Vera, look at that. You have a new accomplice.
Spectre, are you sure this is a wise decision?
As we discussed before, as I will let everyone else know, we don't know what the Geth have been up to. And again, this is not me prying, poking, or prodding on what they are getting into. They are no concern of mine, to be completely honest. Though as a Spectre, it's my duty to also figure out if there is some sort of war coming, if any, if this Omen knows anything. But for now, it's more of just any additional information is what the Geth have been up to. Again, as odd as this may sound, especially to you, Vera, low priority.
If these are your orders, Spectre, we will follow them, but I would like my objection noted on the official record.
It will be. Do not worry. Especially now that you have a Geth in your crew. If something were to happen, it needs to be noted, so if I'm not available, at least everyone else knows. But for now, you know how we've had scientists going missing and strange creatures popping up? Well,
It's a pattern.
it seems that the matriarchs, as well as a few other members of my sisterhood, were able to track down some of the information that I gave them from our reports. And they managed to find a journal. More journals, as you were, very similar to what you found, Vera. Always marked with the same initials, TA, with sketches of these strange creatures that you keep encountering on planets that have record of these creatures, almost as if they were dumped there. They're the Neorax. And they were genetically made from nothing. Really, they weren't made from a known creature. It's almost as if they were made from scratch. And it seems that the location of which they were first made traces them all the way back to the planet Beck. I would love for you all to go there as soon as possible, because it seems that whatever these creatures' involvement is, they always seem to be somehow connected to the scientists, and I wonder if they're there to be as guards or a way to track down the scientists. I'm not sure, but they are somehow connected. And I feel like Beck is going to be the best place to look. Especially since we've had a few more scientists go missing. Some even turned up dead. Some were badly poisoned, I assumed similar to these creatures. Others, I don't even know what to call it. Melted? Deteriorated? Their insides just melted. With strange claw marks around their necks or their backs. It's just not from those creatures that you've reported to me. Something else. I don't know what they are, but I really hope the planet has some answers. If not anything else, a lead. But they're getting everything. All sorts of races. It seems like it doesn't matter, but they're all very specific as far as like what their scientific background is. And it's no mystery that when you look them up, they're very similar to any sort of genetic alteration or any kind of biology, which would also explain these creatures. And that makes me think maybe some of these scientists, perhaps against their will or not, helped create these creatures and who knows what else. We have a Dr. Hasso, a Solarian that turned up dead. We found out we have a Quarian scientist that has gone missing. Another Turian has gone missing. That's Dr. Felmius. We have a few humans that went missing. A Dr. Ronis, Dr. El Shahab, Another Solarian went missing, a Dr. Yuzik. There's just a lot. Much more frequently.
I'm sorry for interrupting, Spectre. One of those doctors that you mentioned, they wouldn't happen to work for the NNRP, would they?
I would have to look at my report. What was the name that I rattled off? Which one? It'd be much easier to find.
Is it Dr. L. Chabot, I think?
Oh, give me a moment here. As you see her on the hollow terminal, kind of opening up a data pad and scaling through, and she goes, yes, human, actually. Dr. Mohammed El Shahab. Yes, he is associated with the NNRP. Yes, he works very closely with organic chemistry.
Suspicious. Perhaps, Spectre, it might be in your best interest to look into the background of a Dr. Riley Higgins. She may be connected to this in some way.
I can certainly do that now, yes. How do you know that name? What is that name connected with any of this?
That particular doctor is actually here on this planet, and we encountered them in the caverns below. I thought there was something suspicious about her, but I couldn't quite put my finger on it.
She did give reports. She did give us a report that she was down there collecting samples for the project she was working on.
Okay, I'm skimming this because apparently this report is huge. What they do, it's food? What would that have to do with? Do you think she wants to genetically alter carrots? Like, what is the concern here?
Well, the concern, I think, is that it's a front for whatever it is they're actually doing.
Let's see here. Hold on. He does have several known associates. Yes, it looks like he's a project lead for this. Ron Higgins. Let's see here. Born on Earth, of course, human. Born in Canada. Canada. I think it's Canada. Let's see here. Was a undergrad at the University of, I don't even know what that human word is. Let's see here. Yes, even actually studied under a few Asari. Oh, even a Volus. Interesting. All right, let's see here. Nothing suspicious, really. No criminal backgrounds. Very long line of scientific studies. Nothing seems suspicious here, other than started off in biology and moved on to. Yeah, no, it's everything looks legit here.
Nothing suspicious, perhaps, except that they worked directly underneath the doctor that's now missing.
Yes, although this doctor seems to have had a long list of his own sort of achievements, scientific achievements, mind you. And if you recall, Vera, most of the scientists that have gone missing were top of their fields. And all of them with no questionable backgrounds. This doctor, this human, looks like he dabbled quite a bit in organic chemistry. When I say dabbled, I mean a lot of his successes having to do with that. All of it seems very legit. All of it seems to be in order. Just seems to be one of the top, probably not the top, but up there as far as accomplishments with that field. So everything seems to be in order in that case as well. A lot of things have been going, a lot of scientists have been going missing that have to do with biologies, synthetics, organics. Let's see here. A good chunk of these scientists, let's see, molecular biologist, biological science, synthetic biologist, genetic engineering. again, it doesn't really take a genius to see that some sort of alternating DNA or creations, whether from a known or unknown source, but we don't know what is being done, which is why I want you to go to Beck and see what's going on, which is a shame because it seems that they're trying to find a bunch of synthetic biologists, but none seem to be comparing to the one that was probably the top in his field for a very, very long time, and he mysteriously went missing. We found his remains, but I'm not entirely convinced that he's dead. But there seems to be a lot of synthetic biologists missing to help perhaps make up for that body. But again, I'm hoping notes will be found. If not, perhaps even better, a facility on Beck. Athelia has more information for you, though I suppose I did tell most of it, but she will have more of the reports and journals that we were able to recover from this.
When might we expect her arrival?
Oh, very shortly. Actually, she should be there within the next hour, I would imagine.
Perfect timing.
Brockus is going to send a message to Riley on his Omni tool asking her to join them on the ship.
Riley gets the message and says that can she have the directions to get to the ship, or why and what should she bring with her, and
Look for
the
Yeah,
usual sort of what's going on.
He sends the information to like what docking pad they're on, and just says about a doctor friend of yours.
Okay, so basically she'll text back, oh, I hope you have good news. Is this a dinner invitation, or should I bring an overnight bag?
Pack for travel.
And then she'll send back a message that says, I travel light, but I'll bring what I have. So Riley is going to basically, she does travel light, so she'll pack up her stuff and make her way over to the ship.
Okay. And of course, this takes a little bit of time before you get over there. In the meantime, Arissa is still talking to you all. She goes, I just want y'all to know, Vera specifically, what Athelia has to tell you will probably make you uncomfortable, perhaps even in disbelief. But believe me when I say, though she won't have that proof on her, I have proof that her words are going to be true. And I need you to not go all soldier on us. You work together as a team, and we're all here to help each other. Do you understand?
Spectre, you haven't given us any reason to distrust you before, but I'm not gonna lie that what you just said is a little cause for concern.
As it should be, Brockus. Again, Athelia will have better information for hacking purposes. As she kind of winks over to Jamar, she's like, I'm not going to say it over the comms. Athelia will tell you in person herself. But for now, Dorktales, thank you so much for that raid. Welcome.
Wow.
Dorktales. Sorry, we were all thinking it. Athelia, you're muted.
I'm glad I'm not the only one. I was trying to hold that in.
We all know we were thinking it. Dorktales. But she does, you do see some genuine concern in her. Oh, thank you for some Dorktales. Welcome. You do see, though, that, as she responds to you, Brockus, she is very serious, as you do see some concern on her face. As she gives you all a nod and goes, I hope to have more information soon. I will still do my very best on my side to look for evidence, as well as your side, though I do hope you proceed with caution, as I don't know what to expect. If they're creating something that they're altering as to weaponize, maybe, or perhaps mass produce to overpopulate and maybe even damage the ecosystem of planets, it's hard to say, but those poisonous creatures are not a great start. And I fear that whatever they are creating is not good. Nor will it help anything if they think it helps anything. I don't assume. Just going off what I know. And so far, it's not positive. So just proceed with caution.
Will Athelia have our standing orders as well?
No, she already knows the plan, as your orders are to go to Beck as soon as you are able. I do know you have a lot on your plate. Vera, I know you have your own thing going on. If that is something you need to pursue, I completely understand. Just know that the matter at hand, the sooner the better. But I will not fault you if you decide not to do that first.
The mission comes first, Spectre.
I appreciate that, Vera. Well, I'm sure you have some catching up to do once Athelia arrives. And good luck. If you need me, let me know. I am heading back to the Citadel now. And hopefully we'll have better news on my end. And keep me in the loop.
My reports will be detailed as always.
You see her kind of like roll her eyes, but she's smiling and she's like, yes, I know, Vera. Although I have to admit, it has been saving our asses every time we present it to, the council and whatnot, so I appreciate it. I just don't like reading that much, but that's just me. I'm a woman of action. She'll kind of give you a little two-finger salute with another little smile and a wink as she signs off and the holo terminal connection is severed.
Brockus is just going to audibly sigh. Why does it always seem like it's a bunch of nerds being kidnapped and they're making zombies?
The scientists are always the troublemakers, aren't they?
Jamar in the corner.
Oh yeah, Jamar in the corner doing this while Brockus is carrying around a literal war crime on his back.
The universe does seem to have a strange fascination with creating zombies. Why?
I don't know. I'd wish they weren't. Not many things creep me out, but those things.
Of all the random
those are
things the
top
universe
of the list.
could create, why?
Recycling of
guys-
organic life seems highly inefficient.
And you guys hear what sounds like an echoed sound from above you, as you can hear something in the vents going,
Is it those blue zombies you guys were talking about from before?
Brockus just looks up like to the vent. Kid, you could just come into the room. You don't have to spy on us.
It was like Stranger Things. I didn't know if it was like, secrets.
You're a part of the crew, kid.
Heck yeah.
as you see the vent pop open and she just drops through. She tries to do like a superhero landing, but she kind of stumbles and she's like, all right, I heard everything.
Good.
So we're going to
All
back.
right.
I
First,
get to
we have
go?
to wait. We have to wait for Athelia to get here.
She's coming
We
back.
we also have to check on Mel to find out what her condition is. But once we
Okay.
get all that said and done, I'll talk to Z about starting up our little project, Vera, and we'll head on out.
Okay. We're eating first, right? I don't want any more salad.
Kid, I think all of us can do with a really good meal right
Oh, God. Okay.
Come up with
Because
a
me and
list
Mims are
of what.
getting really hungry.
Come up with a list. We're gonna go see Mel. When we get back, I'll start dinner.
Okay.
She runs out of the room. And at that point, Riley, you see a random child just like running out of the ship as she is starting to go to where like her temporary quarters were when you guys first landed on the planet. As you are in front of the ship, the very obvious gunship that that you do see where it says Mimsy Prime on the side.
Okay. Do I get a chance to talk to the running child or not?
You can attempt to.
Okay, I will attempt to flag her down. Excuse me.
No, what? Huh?
This unusual ship here. Would by any chance there be a Krogan called Brockus on that ship?
Yeah, that's my dad.
She just runs off.
Riley's okay.
Drops
So,
information, refuses to to emphasize, just leaves.
so I will go up to the ship and presumably there's some kind of communications device, or I know
There
there's
is,
not
yeah.
a doorbell, but something
Yeah.
that I can ask for permission to come aboard.
Yes. Yep, which you all hear, and you guys are already connected yourselves to the ship, so Eve, the camera system is even connected to your Omni tools. But of course, you conveniently being in the comm room, you have access to that regardless. As you do get that ping, and you do see Riley.
Hey, Doc. Just calling over the loudspeaker.
Hello. You have news about Dr. Chabab for me, apparently, and had
yeah,
asked me to come to the ship.
Yeah, just walk on up. You know what? I'll meet you in the cargo bay. Just walk up the ramp.
All right,
Just
thank you.
wait for me.
You guys just left the butt flap down? Shame on you.
Well, yeah, the nerds were unloading the fart rocks.
We're never gonna forget that.
Nope,
Mercy calls
nope.
them fart
They're-
rocks.
They're fart rocks now.
That's
They're
what they
fart rocks
are.
now.
Just like it's always
Yep.
going to be a station wagon. We might
Yeah.
have a fancy new station wagon that has automatic windows, but it's still a station wagon.
Look, I just enjoyed that we treated the first Mako like it was a station wagon as you rolled down the windows.
Oh yeah, complete with like the wood paneling and everything.
Yes.
We'll have to show Tilt in the chat what your Mako looks like with the shark face.
Oh, do I still
I
have
think
it?
I have that. Hang on.
You guys, I have it. I know I have the shark face.
I will find it. You guys keep going.
Actually, really quick, just for the audience to see what it looks like. I'm gonna cover y'all's faces there for a moment. That's what their Mako looks like. It's supposed to be a shark face with like the little teeth and everything, and it's the derp Mako. And that's the M6 on the side for the Mimsy 6. So that's what their station wagon Mako was, and then when they got the shiny new top of the line Mako, they made the same face.
I mean, yeah.
This time we use stencils, though.
I mean,
It's true.
How-
It was fancier.
how else are you going to inspire fear in your enemies?
With Derp Shark! Derp Shark! Derp
It-
Shark!
It's great because we then jumped into we then started to run over a bunch of invading Turians and that.
Yeah,
Yes, we
that's
did.
true. At least see
Yeah,
the
we still had
derpiest
to-
face just jump.
Yep. The last
And
thing
we
they
rolled down our
saw,
window so we could blast out the window.
last thing they saw was that derpy face jumping over the wall.
I love it so much. But yeah, Riley, when you come inside, the back part, you see a Mako with that face.
Okay, after seeing the outside of the ship, nothing surprises her anymore. Brockus's daughter running, she's just whatever.
Brockus will just make his way to the cargo bay.
Is Brockus? Because everyone saw that Riley was there. Is everyone else going to the cargo bay, or is it just Brockus?
No
I
reason why
think-
not all.
I think Vera will go
Okay.
after watching Brockus leave with a very accusatory glare in her eye, like you brought the scientist here type of thing. But then she
You'll
will
just
follow.
let anything on this ship, won't you?
There's nothing here sacred.
Brockus, that's 3 humans now. That qualifies as an infestation.
Omen, do you follow?
So when you're asking it if it follows, it takes it to the
Me,
first
the
degree,
DM,
as
is
in
asking
like,
you, are you following?
huh?
No, me as the DM is asking you, are you following?
Oh, I thought you were having the kid ask me that. Sorry. Okay,
No, did you not hear the pitch voice? She gone.
you're not wrong.
No, I'm asking if you're following.
Yes, I am.
Okay.
I
I
figured.
do
as much.
voices. How dare you, sir? Okay. So you are greeted with the rest of the crew at the cargo bay.
Very good.
Now is Jamar? Did you
Mhm.
did you go or stay?
I went down there.
He
Oh
went.
wow! So I've got the whole crew.
I mean,
Whole 6. Most of them.
we don't know who it is. We might have to shoot someone politely.
Again. No. Uh,
Bullets of politeness.
well, no, you would know because you saw me on the comm.
It was
You
a
might be being held
ruse.
hostage.
You've got an invasion force behind you.
Ah, good point.
It's a whole pile of blue suns from Omega.
Quick, we don't have enough bottles.
Oh my god.
All right.
I mean, if you go to the theory room, there might be.
Captain Brockus, thank you for the invitation.
Just Brockus.
Okay, all
None
right,
of this
yeah.
captain stuff.
Sure, okay. Brockus, thank you for the invitation. So you have news.
Yes. You're coming with us. Your doctor friend seems to have been vanished, and we're gonna go looking for him and other missing doctors and scientists.
Okay. I wasn't able to reach him, so I actually reached out to an old colleague. She did have some news, so I had heard he was missing, but I hadn't realized he was one of many. By the way, that's a really interesting ship you have.
One of
You
a
know, I
kind.
think I may have read a book somewhere that had a picture of something like that. I didn't know they still existed.
What,
They
the
didn't for
the Mako
quite a
or the
while.
shark?
Well, the Mako's interesting, but the whole ship you have is a very unique design.
Oh, yeah. I used some Prothean technology to wish for it, and here it is.
Okay.
And Riley, when you think of the ship, you realize that there are ships similar to it as far as like the design, but this is something that is no human would have ever seen. Actually, no, that's a lie. Not like no race really would see
But
this.
pictures in books, perhaps?
No,
or no?
actually, this
Oh,
ship was
okay,
actually used
no.
in the Krogan Wars thousands of years ago. They actually no longer existed. I know we mathed it out. It was like
Yeah.
thousands of years ago. So when Brockus wished for it, even he was like, "Oh shit, what's this thing?"
Oh, okay. So I
What
would
does this
just
button
say,
do?
so
Yeah.
to recon, then I would just say I'd never seen anything like it.
Yeah,
Yep, it's one of a kind now.
literally.
Like I said, I used Prothean tech to wish for it, and here it is.
It looks very expensive.
Oh, also, I
Um,
can read. I can read Prothean.
Oh, okay. Oh, you know, you really are full of surprises. And I see you've got the rest of your crew. Hello, everybody, again. Wasn't expecting to see you quite so soon.
Wasn't expecting to have you aboard, Dr. Higgins.
Yes.
Oh yeah, sorry about. I made an audible call on that one. Figured since she may have information on the guy, one of the guys we're looking for, maybe she could give us a lead on that where to look after Beck.
Well, if I'm coming along, I will be blunt. Lieutenant Dira, we've got to come to a detente, or you've got to tell me that you've found enough background information that I won't feel like I have a gun on my back all the time.
Well, it may be a while, Doctor. I haven't carved out the time to properly look into you yet. But some revelations that we've heard recently are admittedly quite concerning.
I think with the boss looking her history over and not finding anything of concern, I think we can take that into regard with the whole not having a gun back.
My weapon is currently stowed.
Thank you. And I mean, if there's anything I could do to, I don't really want to disarm myself, but if there's something that will make you more comfortable, so it would make us all more comfortable if we have to travel together, or I could just stay in my quarters. That's rather presumptuous of me. Where were you going to put me?
You're gonna have quarters. I mean, we can't tell you to stay in the cargo bay or anything like that. We have spare rooms. You don't have to worry.
So she holds up what probably is the smallest travel bag you've ever seen. This is all I have with me, so I don't need much space.
Well, once Mercy gets back with her things, we talk to Mel. We're gonna be heading out. We need to head to a planet. Oh, I'm sorry, Andathelia.
Oh.
Wow.
Wow. They just gonna leave without me. I see how it is.
You guys take off as Athelia lands, and she's just
Like,
same thing
what
as
the
Jamar
fuck?
earlier. She just goes.
Athelia is a crew member that wasn't with you on the expedition, I take it.
She was, but then she was called away on some super secret Asari business, and now I guess that business is over, and she's coming back.
And I did see a child,
Oh,
young
yeah.
child, actually by herself.
Oh yeah, that's my
running.
kid. She's fine.
Okay.
Look, she knows how to shoot a gun. She knows what to do if somebody tries to harm her. She's killed giant things, so she's fine.
We saw it happen.
Yeah.
She doesn't look to be that old, but I suppose looks can be deceiving.
She's 8.
I'm sorry? 8 in human years?
Well, yeah. You count
There's
any
another
other years?
option?
Well,
The other races are like, wait, there's other gates?
I'm just checking.
No,
You let her have a real gun? Like this isn't a simulation or something you're talking about?
No, she has a
No.
real firearm. She is well versed in Krogan battle tactics.
At this point, perhaps nothing should surprise me.
I mean,
I look forward to talking to her a bit, perhaps.
You didn't seem to question Zuna being my daughter.
Well, no. I mean, she's growing up. It's not that I'm questioning the daughter. It's that I'm questioning that she's so proficient with weapons at such a young age.
Well, I am a bounty hunter, so I need to keep her trained up just in case things go sideways.
Okay.
By the way,
I got
she's
so many questions.
By the way, she's technically the second in command of the ship.
Noted.
But yes, Athelia should be touching down within the hour. We need to see Mel, make sure that she's okay. Not really sure what too much radiation does to humans that don't melt from it. Apparently they melt.
Kind of, sort of, but I really feel that we did catch this, in time, and with the additional medication we were able to provide, I'm sure she will make a full recovery.
Well, I hope so. I hated being in a hospital bed myself, so it must be driving her nuts.
And at that point, you do see Zuna start to approach the ship. She gives you a little wave.
Oh, hey, kid.
Father, how are you?
Together. You just missed Mercy. She's grabbing her stuff from the temporary quarters on the station.
Oh no, we hugged each other just a moment ago. As she
good.
Almost ran into me, actually. Yeah.
How's Mel doing?
She's actually doing okay. I was actually going to grab you so we can go see her. Just know that she's not really in a condition to move.
She didn't look like she was in much of condition to do anything.
Yeah, she got a significant amount of radiation poisoning that is curable. She will recover from it, but it will take time. So any sort of movement, perhaps flying through space, and with your crazy adventures, Father, they recommend she stays here for the treatment, especially since we have the proper equipment and medicine to help her recover. So I know you don't want to leave a crew member behind, but it would be in her best interest, health-wise, if she were to ever rejoin you guys.
That's disturbing to hear that she's got to stay, but she was yelling at me to stay in bed not too long ago after I got shot. So if anybody understands it, she does.
She's kind of fading in and out of consciousness right now. She's only just in the early parts of treatment, so of course you guys can visit her. You can visit her now if you want. In fact, you can visit her anytime that you would like to come visit. It's just right now she's not fully there. Just be aware of that.
We're going to have to make a visit to her. We've just been assigned another task.
Oh, so soon? I thought you were going to the Citadel.
Apparently that's going to have to wait. We're not even going to be able to be around to machine device that.
Okay.
Something of grave importance just came up. And kid, I mean this in all seriousness. Watch your back.
Yes.
Yes. Look, I know I can trust you. Scientists in the top of their field are going missing. Like, a lot of scientists.
Okay.
So we're going to...
I should be careful. Okay.
Yes. Or...
All right.
Or just saying, you can come with us.
You know what? I'll make you happy. I'll make some calls and see if we can get some security here, because it's a whole facility full of scientists. So I feel like that does cause some concern for some security of some sort. But I really should stay here. And if it helps, at least you know someone here to keep an eye on Mel for you. I can even report in every so often.
He kind of gives her a smirk. I'm happy to see that you'll be able to spend more time with her.
Yeah, it'll be great. I would love to hear her stories, and maybe when she's feeling well enough, have her maybe she can show me a few things about drawing and everything. It's just it'll be nice to have her around here. She's really nice.
Well, I think I speak for everyone here when I say we will rest a lot better knowing that she's in competent hands.
Thank you, Father. I'll make you proud. I promise.
Kid, you always make me proud.
You see her get like a little teary-eyed as she's like,
Thank you, Father. Shall we go see her now?
Sort of looks back to everyone else. I guess that's a yes.
Omen's just, and everyone else is like, yeah.
Yeah, no, he's literally just standing there until a question is asked of him.
Yeah.
The robot has no reason to display emotion until a question is asked of him.
How long do you estimate the recovery time to be?
They say a few months, about 3 to 4, maybe longer. It really depends on her body and how it reacts to the treatment, of course. Everyone's different, but we also haven't worked on too many humans. Biology isn't incredibly complicated, but we also don't know how it reacts in the recovery and whatnot, so, but we've got the best here, so they say they feel optimistic about 3 or so months. But I'll keep reporting to you all, letting you know how she is. That way you guys are in the loop.
It's just a temporary departure then. We'll see her again.
Of course. Definitely visit if you can too. But like I told Father, she's in and out of consciousness right now, so might be good to see her now, maybe, because she might be out of it by the time you leave. Whenever that is.
Probably after Athelia arrives. So soon, we should go see her then.
Yeah, that's fine. And you all kind of go about your business for a moment, whether that's conversing, doing some research, or any kind of tinkering. But it's not long later that you guys see a very small ship, almost personal sized, as it is very small, land next to you all. And as the doors pop open, you see a very familiar purple Asari come out. Green and black jacket. As you see your old companion Athelia approach the Mimsy Prime.
As soon as she is like visible to us, Vera is making a beeline to her with like a very purposeful, almost militaristic stature. And if you could discern whether a Turian is frowning or not, it would look like she's frowning as she approaches.
Well, hello, Vera. I didn't expect you to be the first one out here to greet me.
And then she just hugs her.
You get a hug back.
It feels like you've been gone for ages, Athelia.
Yes, it does. Were you guys successful?
In a way. It's not all good news, though.
Unfortunately, I don't bring good news myself.
It's what we've been told.
But I'm glad to be back.
Very glad to have you back. We should go to the others. We were just getting ready to go see Mel, actually.
Oh, she's not here.
No, she's undergoing treatment.
For
Radiation sickness.
oh my.
But she'll be fine. But it will take time.
So we go ahead and bring some supplies on board to help her with her recovery?
Perhaps Brockus is better suited to explain this.
Wow.
Go
Pass
ask
that
Dad.
off.
Go ask Dad.
All right. Yeah, he's not usually the type to explain the medical jargon and the technical stuff, but okay.
True, but he is, as they say, the big soft one, so he will explain it a little bit better, perhaps, than I can.
Something happened to Brockus while I was gone?
He did almost die. He's fine.
But he's
now.
not soft.
Oh, no, they mean it metaphorically, I believe.
Okay. I guess. Okay. Well, I guess
a couple
we'll,
of characters that aren't socials.
I guess I'll go, see Brockus.
For the record, Omen is still following Brackus around like a lost puppy.
Oh, I figured. I figured.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, Athelia, for the new people to the group, if you see Athelia getting on the ship, she kind of does this little run hop over the surface with her eyes closed. Like she can't look while she's getting on the
door
ship.
and she's like,
Yeah. And she basically runs and jumps on the ship every time. Every time she enters or exits that ship. Any ship, really.
I think
where are you right now?
I think Brockus is probably just waiting for everybody to finish up what they need to do on the ship. He's probably still in the cargo area with Omen.
Okay.
I think he's like going through like a makeshift roster that they have, trying to see, because I cannot remember what everyone's job on the ship was.
I feel like we pinned that, but we'll
Yeah.
bring that up.
I don't remember. Did we have a securities officer?
No, but I don't
think
see
so.
why Vera didn't like tag team that. But I don't think you guys actually had anything. We had her. Vera was navigator.
Yeah, I've got the
I know
list
that
around here
officially.
somewhere. I'll track it down.
Yeah. I know
Okay,
you
yeah.
guys made a list.
We made all kinds of lists, though.
So I think what Brockus is gonna do is he's gonna be talking to Omen, and he's going through this. He's like, "How are you in the terms of securities and ensuring the lives of the crew, making sure that we get out of things in one piece?"
It'll still do that same little gesture here where it kind of lowers its hulking frame to have its face like lined up with Brackus's, which is saying something considering Brackus's height.
Brockus is like 8 feet tall, and this guy's towering over him.
just a light 4 feet above.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Peanuts, we don't talk about it. But yes, he will, again, haunch his hulking frame a little lower here, as it is a Geth juggernaut, right?
Mhm.
And he'll line up his ocular implant with Brackus's face, and he'll simply answer, "Would you like to test this unit's defensive parameters?"
When we have enough time, I think that would be fun. But I think what I can do for you is assign you the task of our ship's security officer.
Acknowledged.
And with
As
that,
again,
you are an official member of the crew.
understood.
He's just gonna look at the pad that he has in
It's
his
a
hand.
guess. I'm sorry. It's so
Yeah,
dry.
well, yeah. But Brockus is used to like dry conversations. He just throws the pad, just like on a random bench.
Yep.
All right, so we got that taken care of. Now we just have to wait for everybody else to finish their business, and then we can go off and see Mel. Hopefully Athelia gets here soon, and then we can be off to Beck.
Oh, Brachus, Captain. Brachus. As he
Yes.
catches himself from not using the whole term. Simply confirming your earlier query about upgrading the ship's systems.
I was doing that as a jest to pick on Vera. I'm not sure the full capabilities of the ship just yet. We've only had it for a couple months. But maybe in the future we can visit the possibility of giving it a little bit more self-awareness.
It looks at you in silence again, as you didn't ask a question out of it, so it listened. The information has been absorbed, clearly, but no question, no answer, right?
Yeah, it's just like, yes, understood.
And it's about
It's
this
a conversation
time.
like I do.
Right. Sorry.
And it's about this time both Vera and Athelia start to walk up the ramp towards the cargo bay. And Athelia, you see, as it is very tall, this hulking Geth in white standing behind Brockus.
So, with a bit of panic on her face, Athelia's gonna call out to Brockus to, Brockus, look out! And,
What?
God. She's actually going to, and you'll see her biotics start to light up. I don't know if this is going to work on him, but still, she'll cast. It's not. She's going to attempt to lift him into the air, so that he, isn't staying on his own anymore.
Okay.
Which is actually a ranged
just
power
using the
attack.
lift
You
spell?
think that's a safe? The pull spell, technically.
Oh, pull. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which
you
is
might
actually, I
bring
guess,
it up real
a
quick.
ranged attack. Did it?
Okay.
Did it pop up?
Oh, yeah,
Question
the
about
description
that.
did not pop up.
Once he is lifted in the air, is there any way to?
About that.
Oh, can he not be lifted?
You're gonna use disrupt biotics here.
Well,
that is
hold up.
so
Let's
cool.
slow down a second. Let's hold up a second. With the pull, does he need to make a save?
No.
Oh,
I
so you
make
have to
an
roll to
attack.
see if you hit.
If it bypasses the AC, it hits. If
Yeah,
memory
so
serves.
go ahead and roll.
She did.
27.
Nope, that'll hit.
27?
So
Okay.
yeah, no. He will be responding with a disrupt biotics here.
Okay. Yeah, let's play it in order first. I didn't want to get ahead of us. I was like, wait,
Yep.
hold
Yeah,
up. Okay. So as you feel yourself slowly being lifted in the air, yeah, you go ahead and do that. And it's basically like a biotic counter spell.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. And is it somewhere where it just automatically happens depending on the
As long as it's a spell level of 2 or lower, yes. Otherwise, I do have to roll.
Yeah, it pulls the first level. So.
Yeah, it's a lower level, yeah. So it happens. So you see him being lifted for a moment, Athelia, as you're using your biotic energy to lift him off the ground. And then you see him glow, almost in similar energy, as you see him just suddenly snap your energy off, and he descends back to the ground.
Whoa. Why are we... Did you do that? Why was Omen floating for a moment?
The creator genocider attempted to lift this unit. This unit did not agree.
He kind of like looks at Athelia. You mind explaining why you're attacking a member of the crew?
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah,
That is a
Omen-
Geth.
yeah, that's Omen. He's a member of the crew. We found him in a cryopod down in those caves.
A
He's
Geth
separate-
can't be a member of the crew. That's
He's separated from the collective. He's a nice guy. He's now our securities officer.
I'm sorry?
Yeah, it kind of seemed to fit, you know, in what he is. You know, he seems to have a good sense of good mind on him. Looks like somebody who would make a good security officer.
Security for who exactly?
Us, the ship.
no, he would not make a good security officer. That is not a good idea. And you can see Vera being right next to Athelia. You can hear that she is breathing very rapidly. She's not quite hyperventilating, but she is almost there. As you can see, a bit of panic starting to set in.
Yeah, you... Vera, you don't have to, but Brock, go ahead and make me an insight real quick.
This is a Brockus level of insight.
This is Brockus level insight right here, which is funny because I've got a +5. Oh, that's 11.
11? Okay. You do something is amiss with her, but you're still confused as to like what's going on. Vera, you being right next to her, can hear the panic attack oncoming as she's incredibly uncomfortable with the Geth. As you could see her starting to visibly shake.
Yeah, so I'm gonna kind of take a step forward and slightly to the side, so I'm like halfway in front of Athelia, just hoping that interposing myself between her and the source of the anxiety will help to just give her a moment of potential control, and kind of look directly at Brock. It's like, don't you think that should have been a crew discussion first? I mean, I know you want to include everything in your family, Brockus, and it's admirable, but this Geth clearly makes several of us uncomfortable.
Speaking of having been just recently attacked, the Geth is now wreathed in both a tech armor and a biotic barrier.
Look, I understand that's not everybody's going to be thrilled that there's a Geth on board. I get that. But he hasn't really shown any sort of aggression towards any of us, which is weird. You know, that enough right there, you know, piqued my interest. And he's already said that he's separated from the collective and he has no intent to harm any of us. If we left him on this planet, who knows what would have happened to him? We can't just abandon a life.
For the record, is Jamar here witnessing this? And Riley?
Riley, yes, because no.
Are you setting up in your new
Yes,
quarters?
Well, it would. I mean, she's got just nothing virtually to unpack, so I think she would have. And they had said they were going to go see Mel, which she would want to do, so she would just, throw her bag in her room and wherever she was told to be, and go back, I think, and wait. Like, so,
Okay.
yes, she would be there.
Okay. And then Jamar, are you present as well?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. If that's the case, can I have both of you make an insight check as well? Is Omen capable of insight checks?
Is Omen capable of caring enough at the moment about the crew
That's why I'm not
to
making
bother
him do a
with
roll.
an insight check?
I mean, you just told him that he was the crew's security officer, though.
And then got attacked
Riley,
by
what did you
unknown
get?
organic.
I rolled a stick.
Cool.
I
Even
rolled a
with-
19.
Even with the, Biad on that, it's a stick.
Okay, yeah, so Riley, you're just like, oh, this is an intense conversation. I'm going to take a step back. As Jamar,
Ping
same
pong
thing as
match
Vera.
watching.
Yeah, pretty much. As Jamar, just like Vera, you notice that, like, just the sheer image of Omen in the presence of Athelia is just like, Athelia is shaken.
So, Omen unfortunately rolled a 3 on the insight check.
Yeah.
As such, he is not aware that she's having a panic attack,
Wow.
or he just hasn't
I don't
registered
even know
it.
if you can read human emotions. Let's put it that way.
Well, I mean, yes.
You definitely
Is
can't
Athena
right now.
human or Quarian? I thought.
Sorry.
Oh, she's a sorry. Okay.
She's an Asari.
So
Yeah, I was confused at first. I was like, wait,
Yeah.
did you
yeah, I
have
thought she
to
was
use Asari
Quarian
when
for
you
some
said the
reason. I thought
genocide?
she was
like,
Quarian for some reason. That was my
No,
beat.
she has purple
All right.
skin. Not
Got
purple
you, got
suit.
you.
She's not Tolly.
Good to know. Yeah, no, he's still going to lumber over in front of her here.
Okay.
Get past
The
Vera
Athelia?
first.
Yeah, you
Thankfully,
do-
no
he is
weapons are
a-
drawn.
Oh god. Athelia's probably going to start backing up, but with Vera moving in front of her, the panic almost gets worse, and she's actually going to start grabbing at oh, sorry, not Athelia. With Vera moving in front of her, it gets worse, and she's actually going to start grabbing at Vera's arm, trying to drag her back with her as this Geth is approaching.
And he's simply going to say, this unit does not recommend discharging biotic powers inside the ship.
And at this point, it's very apparent to everyone, except Omen, that Athelia is very visibly showing fear. Like, you can see terror in her eyes.
I think with that, Brockus is going to come over and he's going to put a hand on Omen. Say, it's all right, big guy. Just stand down.
Yes. The biotic barrier and the tech armor will turn off as he'll just literally haunch over and diminish his frame a couple of feet.
Brockus is just going to
Literally standing down.
is going to nod to Omen as he's going to walk over to Athelia. All right, so you look like you just seen a ghost. What's up?
I think at this point, her eyes are not leaving where Omen is at. And she's probably damn near crying out of fear and panic right now.
Sorry.
She's just... It's okay.
You monster.
How dare you!
How dare I just exist, I know.
It's like a Volus. Airlock them.
Damn.
They're not in space yet, though. Wait for it.
Fuck!
I mean, mag boots are a thing.
It should just turn...
Not if you get airlocked. That just shoots you right out.
True.
I mean, I have the cleats of magnitude, which are the,
Yeah.
oh, what were they called?
So, is this
anyways.
where I could... Is this where I tell you he has fly and comes equipped with thrusters?
Don't care. Airlock them. Outside the ship. But she'll respond to Brockus and you can't trust them. Even if they seem docile, they can't trust them.
I got that a lot when we found him. But he doesn't seem like any other Geth. Yeah, I've been close to him this entire time. I've been within striking distance of him, and he's not once raised a weapon or tried to make any violent motions towards me.
The last Geth I encountered did the same thing to the people who sympathized with them. Till we were out in space, and they killed everyone on the ship.
That's
Death do not
interesting.
intentionally infiltrate.
Look, I can see it. This is throwing you for a loop, and I'm sorry about that. I didn't know you had any sort of history with Geth. I expected to find one out, you know, in the dead cold of a planet. But I couldn't just abandon him. It goes against what I stand for in regards to preserving life. We found him, we woke him up. He seemed to pass all of our checks. Even Jamar did his science stuff on him and couldn't find anything. I think we've have a like 1 in a million here.
If it was all a ruse, what if we take off and suddenly he changes his tune?
Look, we've fought things much bigger than him. We've killed things much bigger than him. If he turns on us, he will be sorry.
I've seen them massacre hundreds of people. Doesn't take them long.
We're not most people. And if you are, with you and Vera here, always being on alert, they're not going to take us by surprise. But you have to admit, with what we may be going into, having someone like him on our side would be a big help. Especially since we're going to be down Mel.
I think that statement is what's going to finally break her out of this. She's just, what's going on with Mel?
We were down in the caves. We had found a very high enriched source of radiation, something we can use to form the weapon we need to break through that bastard's barrier. Unfortunately, after we dug it up, it came to life. It was a literal walking reactor. In the fight, Mel got some serious radiation poisoning. She's being treated for it right now. She will make a recovery, but it's going to take some time. We were waiting for you to show up before we went and seen her, before we said our goodbyes to make off for Beck.
Well, I'm glad that she's going to make it, but it's unfortunate. And she's still very much has a hold of your arm, and you can probably still feel she is very much trembling. She's just got it good enough to understand what's going on with Mel.
Yeah, I think Vera has kind of adjusted her position as well to kind of have an arm around Athelia. She doesn't have a whole lot of experience comforting people in these types of situations, but there is a certain amount of empathy that even Turians possess. So she's there with you.
I will say that I'm sorry to have had a hand in causing what just happened.
You didn't know, and it was not something I talk about much, and it was a very long time ago. But I guess the things that happen to you in childhood don't really break that easily.
The scars of the past sit with us for a very long time. I've unfortunately experienced horrors as well. There are nights that they keep me up. If you need me to do anything to make these accommodations work for you, let me know.
I'll have to think on that. Not entirely sure what would make this more comfortable.
And I'm not asking you to be entirely comfortable with it. Maybe let's put it this way. If he does decide to try to turn on us, I'll be the first one to take him on. And you know how dangerous I get when I'm protecting my family.
Not sure if that makes me any more comfortable. I've lost enough family to them.
You're not going to lose me to them. Hell, even an exploding reactor couldn't kill me.
The one thing you are, Brockus, you are hardy.
I swear if this man just death flagged himself in the future episodes.
Look, he's almost died twice and he's come back from it, so he maybe have a little bit of an ego going on right now.
Yeah,
Oh.
that's fair. I think right now I just want to. No offense, but I want to get off the ship. Being on a ship and being with him is just two things I can't handle at once.
I completely understand. I'll make accommodations to ensure that everyone's comfort is met. So it is good to see you again.
Yes. Yes, it's good to see you guys as well. In fact, she's gonna start moving towards the door, but she's kind of dragging Vera with her. You become a part of her now, right now.
Vera won't resist. She'll be by Athelia's side as long as Athelia needs her.
And he's Brockus is going to move back over to Omen. It seems that she may have had a traumatic past with other Geth. I think at this point in time, it would be best if the two of you maintained a distance as to not bring up any old war wounds. I'm tripping over myself.
When you mention, or her having had a unpleasant run-in with, other Geth in the past, Omen's eyes are gonna flash, is gonna flash a little bit. And his faceplates are gonna kind of click and rearrange a little bit. And when you mention him, maintaining distance and all that, he answers with, a simple understood. And he'll simply add what I've written in the chat, just repeating simply, as the security officer, I simply wished to reinforce that discharging biotic powers inside the ship may compromise its structural integrity.
Oh, I completely understand that, big guy. I don't think you are moving in for any sort of violence, but she looked like a scared animal when you got closer.
When you say she looked like a scared animal, he kind of blinks a little bit and just matter-of-factly just simply says, affirmative, she is organic and she was afraid.
You
I'm
monster.
sorry.
I mean, not wrong.
When you
Right.
take everything at the dictionary, unfortunately at the dictionary definition.
Omen, I do have a task to ask of you, though. We are going to go see Mel in the medical wing. if you could stay behind and maintain security of the ship, make sure that the scientists have offloaded all of the cargo they need from the Mako. Make sure any unknown personnel don't set foot deeper in the ship. That would be appreciated.
When you say that, he looks at you once more. You see his eye blink a few times, and then he kind of looks and back at you and says simply, permission to interface with the ship to download crew and cargo manifests.
He kind of nods. Granted, you are the security officer, and that is information you will need.
So yep, after that he just simply answers with a acknowledged, and he's ready to go.
And Brockus takes like one step and he turns around. If any force is meant to be used, make sure it is non-lethal.
Yes.
Because even though he has standing orders for Mercy to shoot him in the face, I don't need a Krogan Juggernaut, or not a Krogan, a Geth Juggernaut shooting people in the face.
Got you.
And with that, he's going to start leaving the ship, make his way to medical wing.
And you're all going together? Minus Omen.
I'll go with Omen just in case he needs anything.
Okay. Okay.
I would confirm with Brockus that it's it's okay if Raleigh goes along, since she did meet Mel and had been treating her.
Okay.
I also probably should introduce myself to Athelia.
Well, they're
Although
outside. It probably
Athelia
took a-
looks pretty stressed and has actually gone off the ship already, right?
Yeah, I exited the ship, and once we're outside, it probably took a few minutes for her to try and get some semblance of composure. She probably just doesn't quite look so terrified, but she's still trembling quite a bit. So, take a while for the shakes to stop.
A little bit of a walk, so definitely have some time to kind of do that. And Zuna guides you guys over to the medical bay, where you see Mel in her own room. You do see that she is already hooked up to a few machines. Nothing super crazy, just more of like she has a mask on. She's got a couple of things. It almost looks like a cast on her arm, as it is completely straight. But you can see different lights going on it, as if it's kind of monitoring something. As you do see actual monitors and other equipment that it's hooked up to. And she also has a classic IV drip, from what you guys can tell, in her other arm. As you do see her in a very lethargic state, as she kind of looks over at you guys and goes, "Oh, hey guys, what's up?"
How are you feeling, Doc?
You know, I've been better. It's okay. Just don't tell them to do so much to me that my hair starts falling out. I kind of like the colors.
Do you want me to threaten them?
No, you don't have to threaten them. It's just sometimes, depending on how bad it is, the medical treatment can cause your hair to fall out. And I don't think I look good bald. No offense, Athelia and Vera and Zuna.
Oh, let him know.
Okay. So I hear I gotta stay a while?
Yep, it's your turn to stay in bed.
But who will take care of the engine? You guys kinda need an engineer.
We'll survive for a little bit.
For a record, I mean, like, you know, for the ship. Obviously, Jamar's great, but I mean, like,
Yeah,
what I
yeah,
do.
I know. The ship will
Okay.
survive for a bit without you.
Okay. Don't throw away my paints.
Wouldn't dream of it. The thought going back to the crime scene that is that other cargo bay.
And you do see her face light up, at least as much as she can in her tired state, as she does see you, Athelia, and she goes, Athelia, you're back.
I am. I'm gonna kind of walk over to where she's to the side of her bed and kind of just take her hand for a moment and be like, I'm so glad that you're going to be okay. Heard what happened.
It's okay. I just got, you know, I was just pumped with a lot of radiation. Fighting a really cool giant is no big deal. It's fine. I'll come out with battle scars. It's cool.
Bet your battle scars will be just as cool as Roxas.
Maybe he'll land me a date someday. We'll find out.
Maybe one day.
But at least I got to see you before you guys took off.
Yeah, it's too bad you won't be coming with us, but you know, I'll make sure no one messes with all your stuff.
Good. Keep the colors where they are. Don't paint over stuff. I'll redo it. If you guys need a paint job, I'll redo it.
Wouldn't dream of it.
Good.
Anyways, we need something to add flair. Everything would be if we
Right.
let these any of these guys paint, it'll all be, you know, military, less very single color, boring. It'll be boring.
Don't let them. Don't let them. Whatever you do, don't let them.
Obviously, you're all in the room and you just hear this. Just like, don't let them.
But who knows? They could be hiding a secret creative side that we just haven't seen yet.
Yeah, but let's wait until I come back before we discover that. Because I don't need a bomb going off just in case.
She thinks back to the glitter bomb.
PTSD.
Not for her.
Well, I mean, we've got our Omni tools. If you guys ever want to, you know, video chat or anything, maybe take some pictures of some cute girls, whatever.
Well, it looks like you got someone here to nurse you back to health as well.
Zuna just kind of smiles in the corner. She's like,
Yeah, I'm really happy that I'm going to have someone here to look after me.
she kind of leans in a little closer to you, Athelia, and she was just like,
I'm just going to pretend she's my bedside nurse. It'll be a really hot fantasy.
That it will. Don't give the doctors too much trouble now. No backseat doctoring. I know you will as soon as you start feeling better.
I mean, yes, but I guess it's kind of, sort of not my field of expertise, but that doesn't mean I won't look it up and make sure it's legit.
It's not too much. You know what they say about looking up your illnesses on the Exonet? Never a good thing.
Yeah, it's a rabbit hole I could go down. But you stay safe. Vera, you stay nice to others. And Brockus, you keep protecting everyone, okay?
You know me.
And tell Jamar to keep making all the cool shit. He's okay, right? Like
Yeah.
he's fine. He's just tinkering.
Yep, he's on the ship with Omen right now.
Okay. Oh, yeah. I'll deal with that when I'm more conscious. Big robots, definitely they'll take over the world. I've seen enough movies. This could be bad. I also saw, Iron Giant, and he was actually really cool. But he was also way bigger. And you see her mind kind of starting to wander a little bit. She's kind of getting lost in thought.
You feel better. Feel better soon, Doc. You still need to show me that documentary on the combat chefs.
Yeah, no, it's the Iron Chef. Yeah.
Right, the Iron Chef.
Yeah.
Wait, the giant was a chef?
No, that's Iron Giant. It's two separate things. Or were they? She just wanders again.
She starts having like a medically induced fever dream where all the movies are just colliding together.
Right.
Pretty much.
The loopy, like I'm on too many painkillers.
Hey, we know what happens in Mel's dreams. We've been there.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, it looks like you need to get some rest. Don't want to take too much of your time.
Yeah, you guys take care. Just keep in touch. I'll be back as soon as I get a clean bill of health, okay?
We'll be back for you, Mel.
Hurry back.
You're a pillar of what your species can be. We're not gonna lose that anytime soon.
See her lower lip kind of quiver a little bit. She's just like, I'm gonna miss you, Vera. Thank you.
Don't worry. You need to hurry back so I can have my bunkmate back. I don't think Bear's gonna like me bunking her room very much.
I think we could both use the company right now, Athelia.
She nods.
New bosom companions already replacing her? How dare you?
Do you think she's sleeping alone with a Geth on the ship? No.
Yeah. Funny, Vera was thinking the same thing. She'll kind of squeeze your hand a little bit, Athelia, before you see her eyes kind of closing a little bit. She's kind of fighting it as Zuna kind of pets her head a little bit as she's just like, okay, I think it's time for her to go to sleep. I think the meds are kind of kicking her butt right now. She's thing. I mean, it's working.
He'll give her hand one last little squeeze. And she'll see you soon. Sorry, heading towards the door.
You see her kind of nod and kind of go, As her head just kind of leans into the pets as she just kind of slowly fades. Are you guys gonna stay a little bit? Or do you have to go on your mission?
I'm making dinner. Of course, you're invited.
Yeah, I'll head on over. Just gonna stay with her for just a little bit and I'll just be...
Right. Now, I'm counting on you to keep her safe.
I will. I promise.
He's gonna walk over and give Zuna a hug.
She'll hug back. One of those nice long hugs.
I'll see you back at the ship.
Okay, Father. You all start to head back to the ship, and at this point it's starting to get dark. Definitely around that time for dinner, as you guys did spend a good chunk of the day traveling. And Omen is still standing guard, downloading with Jamar.
Yeah, I think at that point he would have
multitask both, his jobs of cargo and crew, but at the same time, since surveillance for, something that is inorganic like himself is not exactly the most difficult of tasks, he would have probably spent the rest of his time probably actually talking to Jamar a little bit. At the very least, asking him a few questions.
Okay.
Very basic stuff, but like, where to put his charge pod in the room. And since I think I understood this correctly, but correct me if I'm wrong, I also believe you said he tended to tinker and craft and build things, right?
You're muted.
I'm not talking. You
Yes,
can't hear?
ship armor and
Yeah.
weaponsmith.
Oh, Jamar was muted. Okay. Yeah, at that point,
I mean, there is literally all the parts of a gun currently in part form being constructed on my bench.
Is that Vera's project?
Yeah.
Making our rounds.
so I'm sorry. Not fully comprehending the whole concept of, personal space and don't touch. He might have actually tried putting some of the components together if it was just standing there, if it was just sitting there.
Considering it is a non-conventional weapon and something Jamar is building without blueprints, you could make an attempt.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me roll some engineering and see what happens. Or do you
Actually,
want science?
that's under
Do
weaponsmithing.
you have weaponsmithing?
Oh, okay. That you guys have extra.
Mhm.
That is considered like a tool.
It
Kind of
technically
like how people
runs.
have carpenters and everything, or alchemists. it's something similar to that.
I did not know that was even in this game because it does not show up
Yeah.
in the skill list. My apologies.
There's armor smithing.
Technically does
weaponsmithing.
run off int though.
Okay.
It does. So you can, if you don't have weaponsmithing, you can do a engineering roll, but it will be a high DC since you don't exactly know what you're doing per se.
Okay.
And Jamar's actually going to look on with interest because
So that's a 24.
24?
Yep.
I just found my new engineering buddy.
Yeah, holy shit.
We do have a +8 to engineering. We are proficient in both that and
I'm
science.
not gonna lie, I was kind of hoping he'd roll low, but all right.
Sorry.
I don't know why.
Odd max intelligence tank build. Don't ask.
This is also on a Jamar level DC, so
Yeah.
who knows how high
Yes.
that DC is.
True.
Well, I can tell you right now that Jamar, you kind of watch, out of curiosity, seeing what Omen does. And as Omen starts to tinker with it, you notice he has the right concept, but it's not quite all there. But you know that he has the makings of a weaponsmith if he were to put in enough practice.
Close. Very close. You might be able to help me build this. It is a project. A custom weapon for one of our crew.
I see what you did there. Very careful wording. Yeah. No, he'll just put the parts back down when you say that, and just kind of look at you. And in again typical Geth fashion, simply will say yes.
That's going to be a project for once we get underway then.
Acknowledged. In the meantime, this unit requests permission to install their charging station.
after a while, everyone else starts to one by one slowly get back on the ship. Brockus, I'm assuming, making his way over to the kitchen area to start cooking. Athelia, are you sticking with Vera right now?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Vera's my buddy right now. Whether she
Okay.
likes it or not.
The emotional support Turian.
Yes.
Yeah.
Look, emotional support Tyrion has 6 guns.
What did Mercy come up with for dinner?
Oh, yes. Okay,
'Cause-
so
yeah,
some
because
of it...
Brockus
Sorry, go ahead.
told her she got to choose.
That is true. So, one of it was banana sundaes. The hot fudge sundaes, or was what are they called?
Banana splits.
Banana splits. Thank you. Banana splits. With all the fixings, of course.
Of course.
For actual food, she wanted pizza. Wanted to switch it up a little bit since she usually does have mac and cheese with hot dogs. So she switched it up with the cheesiest stuffed crust pizza and all the fixins. But of course making some Vera friendly. And milkshakes.
The balanced diet of an 8-year-old.
Pretty much. Pretty much. You let an
It all
8-year-old
sounds
choose.
so good right now, though.
Yeah. All right. Brockus looks at the list and just nods, just not even surprised, and just starts getting to work on the pizzas.
Okay. And kind of slowly, one by one, you kind of come to the dinner table. Zuna and Mercy do come, and they're already there. Omen, do you join at the table, or do you stay in your charging pod?
I think Omen here was actually going to focus on working on his charging pod. While everybody's busy with eating and everything, he's going to actually rig the charging pod to the ship's comm array. Not to
Okay.
transmit out, but to be able to back up his data from the field if necessary. Whether that trips any alarms of Jamal's or whatever is entirely up to you guys.
I mean, I will keep an eye on what you're doing, but you're just making sure Dad is coming in, and that's fine.
Correct. We're not transmitting out from the ship. This is literally just his way of basically creating a spawn point.
Okay. Go ahead and just roll me a straight engineering.
All right, another one. Watch, this is the one where I roll low and he screws up his own thing. No, never mind. That's a 27.
Okay, yeah, no, you're good. You're able to kind of set up properly. It's like you're being in the room of the engineers, channeling your inner engineer. So Athelia, you can actually be at ease knowing that after a while of everyone gathering at the table, there is no Omen present.
You think that'd make her feel more comfortable, but it does not, because now she doesn't know where they get this. No, it's a two-way street. She doesn't want to be around him, but she also doesn't know where he is, and that's terrifying. It's like losing track of a spider.
I was just about to say that. You're treating Omen like a spider.
Yes.
Same thing going to be. Yeah, no, I get that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Last time he was seen, it was in the
Where
reactor
is it?
core.
Where's it gonna pop up at? Yeah. So, yeah.
Okay.
Probably as we all sit down to start eating, Athelia is going to look at the group. She goes, I guess in all the commotion earlier, we'll call it commotion. I forgot that I was tasked with bringing you guys some information. And unfortunately, it's not great information. The Matrix, we've learned. Well, they feel as if and she looks over at Vera for a brief second. The Turians are becoming the new big threat to the galaxy, and we have some very disturbing evidence on what they've been doing.
Like what?
And that's where we're going to end today's episode.
I can just see Brockus like putting like pieces of pizza on a plate and handing it to people as he just like looks over to Athelia like, go on.
Yeah, pretty much.
Bow, bow.
And I'm sorry, guys, but baby woke up, so I'm more Scorpio cameras.
All
You're
good.
good. Cameras will be kaboobulated for just a moment. Bye, hun.
Later.
God,
Ugh.
it's taking over. He's in my seat.
Destroy.
Oh god. Okay, so yes, just don't mind the cameras here for just a moment, guys, as we're gonna go ahead and sign off. But thank you so much for watching and joining us as we play Mass Effect Horizons, our Mass Effect 5e game. This is not the only show we have on this channel. In fact, we have several shows, and it is forever growing. As we have oh my god, the banging upstairs is just redonkulous right now. As we have several shows. On Monday, we have our longest running show, Destiny Forged, run by, I looked up and saw Jamar. That's where Rojan is on mine. I almost called you Jamar.
The mutiny.
The Mutiny, Rojan. And then every other Tuesday, we have our Star Wars 5e game called Todor, Tales of the Outer Rim, run by Tiltbot. And then we have our two alternating shows on Thursdays. We have this one, Mass Effect Horizons, run by me, while the alternate Thursdays are run by Rojan with our High Seas game of D&D 5e run by Rojan called Tricorn Isles. Then we have our two alternating Saturday shows. We have Wayward Wanderers run by Azerin, which is a Pathfinder 2 Extinction Curse campaign. And then alternating Saturdays, we have Withered Waste, a post-apocalyptic campaign run by Rojan. And then we have a brand new game coming up. It's going to be the last Saturday of every month called Would Be Heroes. Kind of a cool 90s X-Men mutant superhero kind of themed story. And then, of course, we have our first Saturday of every month talk show called Behold Lunar, where me, HB Fox, and Rojan talk about whatever the subject is with the occasional guest. And we have an idea for the next few episodes, potentially, so just keep an ear out for that. But, of course, we won't have to worry about that until December, so we're good on that one. So yeah, go ahead and follow us. We do have a Twitter, YouTube, where we post all of our shows if you miss it, or just want to rewatch it, and of course our Discord. So until then, guys, we'll see you the next couple weeks back here for Mass Effect. Otherwise, this Saturday, we've got Withered Waste coming. So we'll see you guys later. Bye.
See y'all. Run away, the cameras are messed up.
Freaking cat.
Right.
I'm gonna climb the wall.